Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Northman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Northman.
It is a great day to be alive on this Wednesday. Kyle Brust and Northman across ESPN Wisconsin. Except there's no Kyle Wallace. There's no Brad Northman. Sliding into the captain seat or co-captain seat is Alex Strofe, hot off of Mr. Irrelevant. I don't even know what to ask you. I say something, Kyle. What's going on, Brad? Strophe?
Good afternoon, Benjamin.
Oh, boring. Unoriginal.
Were you about to call me unathletic right off the rip?
Oh, I might not have to call you that anymore after what I witnessed in person yesterday at American Family Field. I did make it in time.
Good for you.
For both Greg Gard and Mark Tauscher's first pitch.
If it was just Tausche, had you made it on time?
Yes.
You would have?
For some reason, I thought they happened way earlier than they did. They're still pretty close.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes,
Yeah,
right?
I thought they were 10, 15 minutes, and I cut that close. But when I got in there, I was like, national anthem? Are they doing it after? And they were. So you got Ben Brust and Alex Strofe with you today. Chris Larson running the show. Hit us on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. Less is more. We're also available for you to see our beautiful faces at YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And look, I mean, we got to start with the news of the day because I witnessed Mark Tauscher's first pitch yesterday at American Family Field before the Brewers game. Big shout out to Coach Greg Gard, who joined Kyle Brust and Northman yesterday. Didn't even mention that he was throwing out the first pitch. Didn't even mention that he was going to be joining Jeff Levering and Rock on the FanDuel broadcast.
Yeah.
A lot of love for Coach Gard. He threw an absolute seed, as Tausch said with us yesterday. He wasn't expecting to throw a seed. But Gardo put one right down the pipe, full of confidence, let it rip, and it was a great pitch. Then comes Mark Tauscher. And let me tell you, the way that everything was announced was very interesting because by the time Coach Gard was already on the mound, he was like about to pitch and they were introducing him. So they were like cheering, but they also were ready to watch the first pitch. Tausch got a full introduction.
Yeah.
Full introduction as he was trotting.
So he was after Gardo?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was after Coach Gard. Maybe a little pressure after seeing what Coach Gard did, throwing out the first pitch.
I mean, if you watch the video, you can see very evidently from every angle. The one you had up, way up in the suite. The one whoever behind home plate was recording, and probably Jesse or somebody. I don't know who was there. You can see on the Jumbotron Tausch walk out to the mound and take a very big exhale.
Oh, he was feeling it, no doubt.
And that's not because he was tired, folks. That's because he was nervous as hell.
And look, I get it. Part of this, I'll take responsibility for. I put a lot of pressure on him yesterday as he joined us because you've done a lot of stupid stuff, embarrassing us athletically.
Yeah, I'm an expert in
as
this
a company. That I was like, someone's got to redeem us. Michelle Smallman of Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio threw one out, double bounced it. And Tausch goes out there, and look, I'm thinking to myself, this is old T, man. This is old T. Old T's got confidence. This man went to state basketball for Auburndale. I'm hearing about his Auburndale baseball days, although he was a pitcher. I mean, we know his pickleball playing. He's got great hands, great feet. And I forgot to mention, he's a Packers Hall of Famer. He's a very athletic, agile athlete. Great feet, great hand-eye coordination. And I was pumped. But I did start to feel a little bit like Tausch wasn't confident when I saw that sigh and the trot out onto the mound. And he spiked it. He just dead spiked it. It reminded me of what has been going on in Major League Baseball. There have been a couple of pitchers under investigation for throwing balls on the first pitch of their relief pitching and literally missing it so bad that they're now getting investigating for gambling. It was that bad of a first pitch, yet he didn't have to throw it as hard as those guys.
So what are you implying?
I'm not implying he did it on purpose, because after listening to Tausch this morning, I'm disappointed in Tausch's throw. just from a pure competitive standpoint, because I know Old T is a competitor, and he's a proud fella. Disappointed in the throw. But, as we know, life happens. Sometimes you don't bring it. He didn't bring it. But then I listened to Wilde and Tausch this morning because I was very eager to hear Old T talk about it. And it just was kind of like sad. It was so sad. He sounds like a beaten man. He's not 70. He's not in a walker. Like, he sounded like he needs a shoulder surgery. Like, dude, it was a bad pitch.
Yeah.
We should be comparing you to 50 Cent. We should be comparing you to all of the worst first pitches in the world. And he tries to throw a little twist at it and like, oh, ha, ha.
Excuses galore.
Have you seen, have you ever heard of this type of first pitch? Here's Tausch earlier this morning on Wilde and Tausch.
Right in the strike zone on the hop.
It was right on the hop, yeah. I think that's still called a ball.
No, it was definitely a ball, yeah.
But
You think?
I just don't. Was it because if Gardo throws from the edge of the pitcher's mound on the grass, are you still going on the mound?
I was going from the mound from the jump. Like, it was going to happen, even though I knew in my heart of hearts, and I obviously got inundated with texts, most of them pretty fun. One of the guys that I coach with said I need a bullpen session there.
That Mark Tauscher on Wilde and Tausch. He then proceeds to say that, have you ever seen a cricket pitch before like that? Something that bounces so perfect, and the guy who was catching it said that's the best one hopper we ever had. Cricket pitch, Strofe. The thing was in the left-handed batter's box after the bounce.
It was bad. And look, we love Tausche around these parts.
I love Old T.
Love Tausche. That said, I've never heard a man so accomplished as an athlete make so many damn excuses for a pathetic performance.
I'm looking at Mr. Pathetic.
Yeah.
Mr. Pathetic. Well, I got a list.
If anybody's an expert on this category, it's me.
I got a list. You did the worst 3-cone combine drill, literally in the history of the NFL Combine, outside of one player who had a better.
No, the 3-cone. The entire combine was the worst. The 3-cone was by far the worst.
Your 40-yard dash, you only had a faster first 10-yard split than one player ever.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
So bad. Regardless, bad. Your first pitch, not at the Milwaukee Brewers game. Obviously, we love the Lakeshore Chinooks.
No, the pressure to make excuses for myself, which I haven't done yet.
No.
I'm going to make excuses to myself real quick. To make excuses for me, had there been more pressure, I wouldn't have thrown it as hard, meaning my first pitch would have actually come down a little bit, and it would have been better than Tausch's, even though it might have already been better than Tausch's.
It was better. You throwing it over my head was better. Your home run derby on social media, off of a tee, despite you claiming that you hit some bombs.
I hit two.
You also hit the tee and didn't hit the ball.
Several
with
times,
it being just sitting there.
I did that more times than I hit home runs.
You've whiffed 7 times at a golf ball before.
Yeah, that did happen.
And you have showed up chipper as ever. And I'm disappointed from the reaction to the throw. Like, if Old T needs a hug, I'll give him a hug. I'm starting to feel bad. Like,
he's hugged himself. He's sitting there living in his, what's the saying?
It's a pity party.
You live in a throne of or you're sitting on a throne of lies from Elf. Like, that's what I felt like listening to Mark Tauscher this morning, because a grown man like myself comes out and owns it. I wasn't good enough. Did I ever once say, hey, that was the greatest home run derby off a tee in the history of the world? That was the greatest overthrow in the history of ceremonial first pitches in the Northwoods? I didn't say any of that. It's the greatest one-bouncer cricket pitch we've ever seen.
I got to protect you for a second, because Tausch is going to say, well, I owned it. I said it was bad. Yeah, you said that, and then you made 70 other excuses around the entire first 17 minutes of the show of Wilde and Tausch. So he'll be like, well, Strofe, he didn't pay attention. I owned it. He said he was Truman about it.
He referenced Joshy tweeting he's going to be a Truman about it. He then said, I'm going to be a Truman about it, and then said, but it was the greatest for one hot pitch in the history of first pitches.
Which it wasn't.
I've seen better.
It wasn't good at all. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know why we're trying to make a one-bounce spike into the grass, not into the dirt, into the grass, into something amazing.
Yeah.
I appreciate the spin zone, but I gave his resume, man. I think everyone is giving you crap because we believe in you and expect better from you.
We had higher expectations. And
he's Mr. Wisconsin.
That's the thing with me. I've actually done a great thing for myself. I have gotten to the point where not a single soul in the history of the planet has any faith in me to do a successful athletic venture. So I actually think I live in a much better space than Tausch, because Tausch, knowing the competitor he is, and I heard him say at some point today, I'm gonna need a beat. I need to take a beat before I try again. He's gonna try again.
I don't think he will.
You think he's retired from ceremony of first pitches?
Absolutely, he should not.
Well, hold on. Here's what we need to do then. If it's not at let's say a Brewers game, we need like our friends at the Mallards to do a bobblehead night for him, where he has to throw out the first pitch.
Well, so now he throws it into the grass and he gets a bobblehead? We're rewarding poor first pitches for a bobblehead?
No, what I'm trying to say is we need to bully him into doing it again.
Let me tell you this about Old T. You, Alex Strofe, are not going to be able to bully him into doing something.
Not me. Just the idea that I had could bully him.
Guess what? Jason ain't going to bully him into doing something, and Jesse Nelson sure ain't as hell. Ain't nobody telling Old T what he's going to be doing. He's going to make that decision for himself. Right, but I like the idea.
But if a baseball team was to come out and say, hey, Tausch, we'd love to have a night that we honor you.
What if I told you there's been people that have already reached out?
Oh.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, I'm not going to share the details because those are working behind the scenes. I'm not going to be making decisions for people if they want to take the offers that are on the table.
But you're telling me there's an offer for him to do it again on the table?
Yes, because of course the whole world was watching this first pitch.
Yeah.
And great fans and listeners that watch and listen every single day were locked in to Old T.
Wow.
And great baseball game, by the way.
Good win. Not a great baseball game necessarily. It wasn't very competitive. Heck of a win by the Brewers.
I don't care about competition. I care about what the Milwaukee Brewers do. And that was Freddie Fastball having 10 strikeouts and the Brewers taking advantage of a really bad pitcher for the Angels and a team that has a horrible lineup out there that's quit. You need to take advantage of teams that quit, especially that the division is, in my opinion, wrapped up. You need to set your sights to the Phillies, which we'll get to another time. But yeah, I mean, look, I didn't think the day would come that Strofe would be more relatable than Mark Tauscher.
Oh, wow.
And you've handled your disappointments with grace. I know Old T is a proud guy, like I said. But I don't know, the whole woe is me to this morning. I don't know. It just didn't feel like Old T. So if something is deeper, I'm putting out an olive branch for a hug to the big fella.
Yeah, look, I texted him last night. I said, Tauschi, if you need anybody to talk to, I am the foremost expert on things like this. So I'm happy to offer any advice, the hypothetical or the hug via the phone, whatever he needs. I'm happy to help with him there. But at the end of the day, I'm used to losing. I'm a loser. I don't think Tausch is, and that's why today turned out the way it did.
On the Carbless Talk and text line, Steve must be a Tausch defender, which there are some, obviously, because people love Tausch. Talk about spin zone. Tausch didn't say it was the greatest one-hop throw. The guy who caught it said that to Tausch. Tausch owned up. Strofe, stop stooping down to Ben's idiocy. Tausch mentioned that the guy said that because Tausch was trying to get you away from the fact that it was a horrible pitch.
Hold on. Me and you for a second, Steve. Me and you. You think the guy actually said that? Or you think Tausch just made it up to defend himself?
Well, and even if the guy said it, he was being a nice guy.
Yeah. How many other one-hoppers happen at AmFam Field where that guy's catching it and he goes, greatest one-hop we've ever seen?
Robin Madison chimes in. So Senior League beer slow pitch softball at Platteville wants him to throw out the first pitch.
That's the offer you got on the table?
No, it's not, but that's what Rob thinks. Josh and Kenosha, you're up on the Carbless Talk and text line on Old T's first pitch.
Hey, guys. I unfortunately missed it, but I did catch the aftermath this morning on Unsportsmanlike across ESPN Wisconsin and nationally. So Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman had a very interesting theory that he botched it on purpose.
I had that initially, Josh. I actually appreciate that call. I texted Strofe. I was like, I had to. It was so bad that I literally had to think, like, why was it that bad? Because I don't expect that from Old T.
I was wondering if that was the approach he'd take this morning. Guys, I did it so we could talk about it. I did it for the visceral reaction, although quite obviously not the case. That's what I thought maybe the approach he would take. But no, he's better than that. He owned up to it, kind of, sort of, not really.
That's exactly how I would put it. He owned up to it, kind of, sort of, not really.
And, you know, And to be honest, if that was the approach he was going to take, that was the approach I was going to take today at 2 o'clock. Guys, the farce is up. My 40-yard dash actually isn't that bad. My 3-cone drill actually isn't that bad. I was just doing it to make a stir. But luckily, not the approach Tausch took, so that's not the approach I'm going to take today.
But it was like the middle. It was the most middling of taking ownership over something bad I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And that's not the old T way.
Wow, you really are disappointed.
I am. I mean, you saw me. I was there. I was recording. I was pumped for our guy.
What'd you say to Coach Guard after his pitch? How do you do? He threw a strike, right? Or
I just texted him. I was like, "Great job, Coach." He gave me a thumbs up. You know, like he clearly has the confidence up there.
Yeah. What a back-to-back lineup that was.
Yeah, great show before the game and great showing from the Brewers during the game.
That's a heck of an evening in AmFam Field. You're going again tonight, aren't you?
Going back to American Family Field tonight.
Penny baseball.
Just love the Angels so much.
Yeah,
I've been waiting all year to continue to go to the last couple games and make sure I catch Mike Trout suck and the rest of the Angels stink.
Yeah, they're very bad. I'm going tomorrow, so hopefully it's first sweet. But we've got me and you, Brewers Angels experts.
We got. Hopefully it's just Brewers experts because we don't need to think about the Angels as they chase down the number 1 seed. But congratulations to Tausch because he did have a great day with UW Credit Union, a great partner of the Brewers and Tausch, and they did a lot of great things. But just sad overall for ESPN Wisconsin as we continue to show the lack of athleticism as Kyle Wallace last week on Thursday ran into our Gina Della from Pella trailer. You've had plenty of blunders, and now we got to add this to the resume. It's Kyle Brust Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Nortman, no Wallace, but Nortman has said something that sticks with me a lot. He's done a lot of research in the last 5 seasons of how many all-pros do you need in order to make a Super Bowl. Now, it's week 2, but we've had some performances that make you when you're looked at as one of the top 3 teams in the league, and you beat 2 teams that went to NFC Championship games in the last 2 years and one that won 15 games last year. You can take a little bit of what you saw and put a little stock in it, in my opinion. So I think we should do the All-Pro tracker. Starting next on Kyle Brust Nortman, we're going to see who's in line for these 4 to 5 All-Pros because that's usually what you need to get on your team to get to a Super Bowl. We'll hit on that next.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman.
You know Italian. What do you mean?
You know Italian?
You do know Italian.
Yeah, he's right.
Oui. That's French. But you had gelato.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
This NFC North is a 2-team race, period. I've seen enough. I thought it, I believed it, and now I've seen enough.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I've watched Minnesota struggle for 7 out of 8 quarters. Their offense stinks. I think there's going to be some very angry wide receivers.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Home buyers are raving about their experiences with the Citizens Bank mortgage team.
Aaron helped me get pre-approved really fast, like before the open house even started.
I called Devin so many times with questions, and he always answered.
It's more than a mortgage. It's your future. And at Citizens Bank, we make it personal. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/mortgage. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. NMLS 746419.
The Fall Trade-Up event is happening now at Kunis. With winter on the horizon, trade up now to a new, safe, and reliable vehicle. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal at nearby Milwaukee Metro Kunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Kunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have huge incentives and discounts on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Thinking pre-owned? We have over 2,500 in stock with payments for every budget. Plus, check out our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Kunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Kunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Don't miss the Fall Trade-Up event. Start your search online at KunisMilwaukee.com.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward plate, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family-owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
It's your boy Bert Kreischer, the Machine.
Woo! I'm back, baby!
And I'm bringing the Permission to Party World Tour to the Fiserv Forum September 19th.
Don't let them forget who you are and what you do.
Get your tickets at BertBertBert.com. I'll see you there.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
When you've been seriously injured, you need a trusted team on your side. Gruber Law Offices is available 24/7 and will even come to you. Your first call is free. Your first visit is free. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, this is the last thing I'll address on the Mark Tauscher first pitch. On the Carbless talk and text line 800-990-3776. Joe and the Boonies. I'm going to give Mark some grace here. This is a man who put his body on the line for well over a decade to protect not only Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers. He got all tore up and paid for it physically. Being disappointed in him is a bad look, Benjamin. We're talking about a first pitch right now.
He wasn't asked to block 10 plays of Myles Garrett.
We're talking about me disappointed in a first pitch.
He got asked to throw a ball 60 feet.
I know. That's why I'm saying this. I'm done now, because if we're going to be doing the protection thing, I'm done.
I agree. He's a legend.
We know that.
We love Tauscher.
But I got it.
It was bad.
It was bad. I don't know why we're hiding from it. Like, it was horrible. That's it. Like, there's no, that doesn't mean oh no, he's no longer a Packer Hall of Famer. Oh no, he's not amazing from 9 to noon every single day on Wilde and Tausch. He still is all of those things. But I can't sit here and be a fraud and not call out bad and not live in the bad because it was bad. Fair?
It was bad.
And I rest my case. Ben Brust, Alex Strofe, no Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman. Chris is running the show, Chris Larson. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. We're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. So what I have loved from Brad Nerdman, who is still home with their newborn baby, big congrats to them, is he's looked back the last 4 to 5 years at the Super Bowl contenders, right? The Super Bowl contestants. And what do those teams that make it from the NFC and the AFC have in common? Are obviously, right, a lot of all pros. You're typically going to win more games, have a better seed, typically, not always the case, and make your way to the Super Bowl if you have the best players. Right now, 2-0, beat the Lions and Commanders. Lions obviously won 15 games last year. The year prior, went to the NFC Championship game. Last year, Commanders, fun story, Jaden Daniels basically was the darling of the NFL after he stomped the Lions, and then they kind of got stomped. But overall, you're playing two formidable teams right off the gate, week 1, week 2. So I'm going to say to myself, that's a good enough sample size for us to start thinking about when the odds reflect the Packers being a true Super Bowl contender, when our eyes tell us, when the defense shows us, when you're winning by double digits in all these games. Who are it doesn't have to be 5 right now. but maybe who are your locks right now and who's on your radar for potential All-Pros for this Green Bay Packer team?
Okay,
I know we're going way ahead here, but I'm okay with it. You can let us know as well, 800-990-3776.
So let's just start with the locks, because I only think there's one. I think there's one lock on this, and it's Micah Parsons. I think he's currently the front runner. He is the betting favorite right now for Defensive Player of the Year. We've seen the difference he's made for this defense. They are one of 2 defenses in the National Football League to not allow a touchdown in the first half through 2 games this season. He's second in the league in sacks. He's been absolutely transformative for what this Packers defense is all about, despite it already without him being a good defense. So my only lock of an All-Pro through 2 weeks is Micah Parsons as long as he stays healthy. I think there's at least 4 other guys who, if the season ended today, and I know it's super early, but through 2 weeks, I think there's 4 other guys who would be heavily considered, if not on the All-Pro list. Let's start with the only offensive player I have. That's Tucker Kraft. I think Tucker Kraft, in terms of tight ends, he's second in the league in receiving yards right now. Third in the league by 1 yard to Brock Bowers. In receiving yards, he's got 140 receiving yards in the 2 games. I know a lot of them were accumulated Thursday against
I get it.
Washington, but a terrific game. And we've kind of theorized, can this be a coming out year for Tucker Kraft? Can he elevate himself and his name into the top 5, top 4 tight end conversations? I would say through 2 weeks he's done that. I would say Tucker Kraft has done that.
Can I add on to Tucker Kraft real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
These are selected by voters. And I don't think that statistics, especially at the tight end position, matter as much. Do they matter? Yes. But a tight end is, like, if you're a football writer, hopefully you understand that what Tucker Kraft is doing, he's moving guys every play. The guy loves hitting people. He loves making holes for Josh Jacobs. He loves playing the tight end position where it's not just glory of what I can do catching the football, but moving bodies and crushing skulls. And that's been evident through 2 weeks. So I would give him a leg up on Brock Bowers as well, based off of how he's played the position as a whole.
Yeah, I would say I don't have any other offensive names on my list, but I would imagine somebody on that line very well could be, whether it be Elton Jenkins. Zach Tom's now injured, Aaron Banks now injured, so I would guess Elton Jenkins probably the front runner on the offensive line. If this offense continues to do what they have been, somebody on that line is going to be all pro. So my guess would go Elton Jenkins. All right, let's go to the defense. So I mentioned Micah Parsons as a lock. He's one of 3 defenders I have on this list. Number 2, I have Keyshawn Nixon.
Come on.
Who leads the league in pass deflections through 2 weeks?
I hear you. I guess again, this exercise of finding all pros through 2 weeks is a very small sample size, but you can only go with what is in front of us.
Keyshawn Nixon has been terrific. This Packers defense as a whole has been terrific, and obviously he gets a lot of openings due to the addition of Micah Parsons and how quickly that defensive line is getting to the opposing quarterback, whether it be Goff or Daniels through 2 weeks. But I guess we talked about it earlier in the week. We all owe Keyshawn Nixon an apology. When he self-proclaimed, or when he self-anointed himself CB1 at the end of last season, we all said, what's this guy doing? Like you're an all-pro kick returner. Why are we talking about being
actions speak
CB1?
louder than words, and right now the actions are backing that up.
Leads the league in pass deflections through 2 weeks. So Keyshawn Nixon is on my list. Edgerrin Cooper leads this team in tackles. He is tied for 3rd in the league at 22 tackles through 2 weeks. He's been awesome. If you are looking at a play when the Packers defense is on the field, all of a sudden you see, oh, there's number 56. Oh, there's number 56. Oh, there's number 56. Because Edgerrin Cooper's all over the damn field. So Edgerrin Cooper, I mean, we know how highly we all think of him. Edgerrin Cooper is my 3rd name on the defense. Here's my 5th name if the All-Pro team was selected today.
Daniel Whalen.
You brought up Brad Nortman and how he brought up, usually Super Bowl teams have about 5 All-Pros. Are you aware that Daniel Whalen leads the NFL in average punt through 2 weeks?
What's his net, though? That's the big.
Well, he's punted I think it's 7 times, which is not dramatically behind anybody, right? I think the average is about 8 or 9 times for the first 2 weeks. He's punted 7 times. He leads the league in average. He's got the 3rd longest punt in the league this year.
Powerful.
Daniel Whalen, the punter, on my list. That's my 5.
Yeah. Okay. I knew you were going somewhere weird with number 5 because I had wrote down Cooper, Parsons, Kraft, and those were like the 3 that I really thought were worth mentioning. And then Keyshawn Nixon through 2 weeks. You're already getting on YouTube here. Nixon isn't that good. Well, here's the thing. He may not be Revis Island. He may not be Marshawn Lattimore in his prime. He may not be Richard Sherman. He may not be that guy. But that's why Micah Parsons unlocks something so big from an opportunity standpoint from this defense. Because now what was Quay Walker having to play uber aggressive, he now can maybe take a half second longer to read the defense and then attack. You know what I mean? Like, everything becomes easier. Keyshawn Nixon can sit back and jump routes because the quarterback doesn't have time to let routes develop for his wide receivers. And that's why we're seeing him jump in and get those pass breakups. So, I mean, Micah Parsons, as you mentioned, is the front-running odds for the Defensive Player of the Year. And it's because of what his ability to get his own numbers. In limited snaps, he's top 10 in pressures. He's already in top 10 in pressures and not playing as much as he will as the season progresses. And with that, everyone else is benefiting on this defense. We haven't even talked about Xavier McKinney because guess what? Xavier McKinney so far hasn't had to do much.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's in front of this defense.
He hasn't been asked to do much, is the thing.
Other than keep them grounded by saying we haven't done bleep.
Correct.
And teams have started 2-0 and found their way all the way in the latter part of the season and not been the team they need to be to win a Super Bowl. So he's playing leader right now. He doesn't have to be an all-pro to have an impact on this team because we know he is an all-pro in his DNA. We've seen it on the field.
Yeah, and look, Myles Garrett, who the Packers will see this week, is really damn good. He leads the league in sacks through 2 weeks. He's got 3.5. That's 2 more than Parsons. Parsons only has a sack and a half. But again, his DNA, his fingerprints are all over the success of this defense through 2 weeks. They are creating as much chaos as they are because of the addition of Micah Parsons. Don't get it twisted. You might see the name Rashawn Gary pop up more. He has a full sack more than Micah Parsons through 2 weeks at 2.5. You know, you've seen Devontae Wyatt get back there. That whole line is benefiting, but so are the linebackers, so are Quay and Cooper, so are the defensive backs. Like you just pointed it out. You haven't heard much of Xavier McKinney's name because you haven't needed to. You've heard Keyshawn Nixon's name because he batted down every pass thrown in his direction last week, which is an absurd thought. All 5 passes thrown in his direction last week, he batted away. That never happens in the NFL. But he's been very, very good through 2 weeks. But everybody's a beneficiary of the addition of Micah Parsons.
And everyone is a beneficiary of the great service of Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin when they call 855-PELLA-WI or visit PellaWI.com and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. I actually put money, that Gina Della might throw a better pitch than Mark Tauscher, who loves Gina as well, even if she was on the mound at American Family Field. But Tausch loves Gina. I love Gina. Gina loves all of us, and she'll love all of you. And you'll love her. Like it's this world needs more love, as you say, Stroh.
Yes, exactly.
Gina provides that.
Yes, she does.
With her energy and enthusiasm about life and the products that she provides homes. But you'll feel that love when you invest in those windows and doors and get 0% interest for up to 5 years and save an energy cost. Your home value will go up, and you'll love everything about a consultation. I didn't think I could enjoy learning about windows, but when you reach a certain point in your age, and you're like, oh, I'm looking at my house and I need this. You want to learn. You want to know what you're investing in, and they educate you on everything they've done with Pella being a business around for over 100 years. So check out PellaWI.com and get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by the end of the month. Well, we heard from Jaden Reed yesterday on Instagram Live. Pack us to the bowl.
Pack us to the bowl, bruh.
Anesthesia can make you say some things, but we did learn from Rob Domofsky that it wasn't just a clavicle injury. Had a foot surgery as well.
Well, we actually learned from Jaden Reed. He tweeted that.
Oh, he tweeted
the source
both of
was
them?
Jaden Reed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, my source was Rob Domofsky from the source Jaden Reed. My point is, what opportunity does this unlock for the Packers offense with Jaden Reed out? Next.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
What are you going to do with the video?
It was going to be on Snapchat if I got the pick right.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Preparations continue for the Green Bay Packers as they get ready for their first road game of the season Sunday in Cleveland against the 0-2 Browns. Quarterback Jordan Love joined the Rich Eisen Show on Tuesday and potentially foreshadowed things to come for the Packers offense.
The fun part about it is there's still plays that we haven't hit on. Some really big explosive plays that, once we start hitting those, we're going to take off.
I imagine part of that plan is rookie wide receiver Matthew Golden, who only has 2 catches for 16 yards through the first 2 weeks of his NFL career.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We're here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, The Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnatthebog.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no interest for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected varieties Stone Ridge ice cream, 2 for $7. 7-ounce selected varieties Banquet pot pies, 5 for $5. 4 to 6-count selected varieties Dannon multi-pack yogurt, 2 for $6. 6 to 12-count selected varieties Ice Mountain spring water, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes, I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 12th.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Jaden Reed went under a successful surgery on foot and clavicle.
Surgeries.
Yeah, you're right.
Those are different incisions.
They could have cut them all the way up, all the way down, and just did it all. I was wondering.
You think they just sliced open?
No, I don't think that. But can they operate like someone up top and someone down low?
That's
at the same time.
Where's our YouTube doctor? He would know the answer.
Good call. Like if you're getting 2 surgeries done,
yeah,
he's probably under the whole time. But I'm wondering if they can operate at the same time up top and down low, or if they have to finish one and then move to the.
That would be my guess,
but it'd be way more efficient.
You're right. He's out for less time. But
I wonder why he came out of that surgery feeling really good, because that probably was a long time.
We're going to the bowl, bro.
Chris, did you make it a hotkey for Chris?
I did, yeah.
Do you know what you labeled it as? Because it's
my hot page key is a mess. It's a yellow button with a black text
saying
I think it's this Bulbra or something like that.
To the bowl, bro.
Hey, we found it. That was Jaden Reed coming out of anesthesia yesterday. Now, what opportunity does this present to you, Alex Strofe, for the Green Bay Packers?
Well, so two things come to mind. Number one is I think this opens the door even more than it already was for Matthew Golden in the near future, right? Because Matthew Golden, I discovered something, as many people did, for the very first time. You ever heard of the ASS rating?
It's like the separation score.
Yeah, it's the average separation score.
Yeah.
The number one player for average separation score
is
in the
Matthew
National
Golden.
Football League through 2 weeks is Matthew Golden, despite only having 2 catches for 16 yards. And Dusty Evely over at Acme Packing Company did a great article breaking down like a bunch of routes for Matthew Golden. And the dude is so fast, so ahead of the normal pace of a guy at his level, despite no production yet. Right. So I think the opportunity for him is super, super exciting, and he's trending at a really good pace. I'm not worried about the only 2 catches. Unless you're playing him on your fantasy team, you should have zero worries about Matthew Golden because it is going to come. And yesterday on the Rich Eisen show, Jordan Love talked about that at length, that he says, I'm so excited for what's coming for Matthew Golden. So a ton of opportunity for him right out of the gates is one of the 2 things I'm excited for.
And I agree with that one, and we've hit on it a little bit, but again, Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love aren't dummies. You know, like they know these things because I guarantee, I think it was the first touchdown to Kraft over the middle that was a dot from Jordan Love.
Against the Lions, yeah.
That Matthew Golden was wide open heading to on a little post corner to the right.
Even on Thursday, he missed him on what was it, like a 94-yard touchdown down the sideline, and then the one over the middle where he was just short was another touchdown. So
and those are going to come.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about Matthew Golden. In fact, this is only, you never root for injury, but this is going to put him on the field more. It just is.
Yeah, and we've seen this from the Green Bay Packers wide receiver core in the past. As you got Ben Bruss and Alex Strofe, no Kyle Wallace or Brad Nortman, 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. We've seen this before where when a guy goes out, it provides an opportunity for another. Mm-hmm. Right? Christian Watson went out, and we've seen others take advantage of that opportunity.
I'm glad he brought up that name.
I know that you wanted to go there. I'm not no dummy.
What the Packers are going to have at their disposal come December in the playoffs is a fully healthy Christian Watson, who, by the way, and Josh DiMaggio said this earlier today, the way people are acting around Christian Watson, who we might not see for another month, or probably won't see for another month, is like he's the healthiest guy ever. You've seen the quotes and the reports of him running and stuff. Like, he sounds like a superhuman coming off of that ACL tear last year. So you will get him back at some point midseason, and you're going to get Jaden Reed back probably towards the definite back half of the season. You're going to have 2 solid to good weapons, especially come speed, available for you at the end of the season and then ultimately the playoffs. Christian Watson and Jaden Reed will not be dealing with that foot bugaboo he was either, that Jones fracture, because he was just going to play through it. That got fixed yesterday in that surgery.
Take us to the bowl, bro.
I will never get sick of hearing that. Jaden Reed, Christian Watson both going to be healthy, and the Matthew Golden opportunity I'm just jacked about. So despite the fact that the Packers don't, at least through 2 weeks, have a definite number 1 receiver, Jordan Love's got all the weapons at his disposal, and this offense could look really, really fun come playoff time.
Man, this is a vicious cycle. 2 years ago, it was this committee thing's awesome.
Yeah.
Last year, it was let's find our number 1 wide receiver.
I still feel that way, though.
Why? I used to, but now I'm like, what does it matter if you have good enough players? Is it just from a situational standpoint? Because I actually think that the situations where Aaron Rodgers relied on Devontae Adams too much was ultimately the downfall in him missing open guys because he's so fixated on his number 1 target.
Yeah,
and if Jordan Love can go through his progressions and just find the open receiver because they all are finding their way open or being schemed open, then who the hell cares if it's Tucker Kraft or Dontavian Wicks or Romeo Dobbs or Jaden Reed or Matthew Golden or Christian Watson or Malik Heath who made a catch? Like, again, I'm literally going down the list of players because they've all made plays so far this season or have the opportunity to.
Just to confirm, you have reverted back to the 2 years ago take.
Yes.
Okay. I respect it. Look, and I don't know
because not all of them are going to be here.
I think what can help your case there is the fact that at least through 2 weeks, it seems like this is a defense-first team. Right? Their defense can bail them out. Their defense can get crucial stops. Their defense I think the Washington game is a good example. Offense couldn't get rolling on the first drive. They got the first half kickoff. Washington's offense comes on the field, boom, 3 and out, and then the Packers drive 96 yards for the first touchdown of the game and have an early lead despite both teams being on offense. Because that fast start thing for the offense was a bugaboo last year. And that goes back to the point that I'm going to make where I would still like to see somebody emerge as the go-to guy, the number one receiver, if you will, or pass catcher if that becomes Tucker Kraft. But through 2 weeks, your case has more evidence. It's not necessary, right? You look at Tucker Kraft.
Until it stops working, don't force it.
Tucker Kraft had a huge week, too. Romeo Doubs has kind of been that security blanket. And now, again, that's another
But when we
guy
say
will have more
security blanket,
opportunity.
he's made some really big plays.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
not just like a 3rd and 6, get like 8 yards. He's making some big plays. They're all making big plays in their own right. Even Jaden Reed, who got hurt on a play that was called back, made another big play. So they've all had moments.
3 receptions through 2 games of over 35 yards. They've been made by Malik Heath, Romeo Doubs, and Tucker Kraft.
And Matthew Golden probably should have had one of those.
Or 2, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, at least one of those, because I'm not going to get greedy. It's like when I play blackjack, I got to teach you this. You always ask for one less, right? If you have 13 and you need an 8 for 21, I always ask for a 7. You know what I mean? Just kind of like a good way to go about it, because if you get the 8, you're happy, and you're happy with the 20.
This just sounds like a mental game.
No, just ask for one less. Don't get greedy.
I don't think you saying that out loud has anything to do with what cards come on.
It absolutely doesn't, but it's just something I do.
Okay, so
just try it out.
This is like listening to the same 3 songs during your shoot around prior to a game. Like,
ask for one less. Just ask for one less. It's just like it's a polite way to say, like, I'm happy if I get a 20, but if I happen to get one more, I'll get a 21.
Connect the analogy. What does this have to do with the Packers?
I had it, and then now I just got really into gambling, and now I want to go play blackjack at the weekly before the weekly wager from 6 to 7 at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Joint bank account.
Oh, wait, already?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
What do you mean? We got married, and
Well, yeah. When you get married, the bank doesn't just go ring ring. Hello, is this Ben Brust? Yes, it is. By the way, just so you know, your finances are automatically tied to your wife now. That's not how that works. When did it happen?
By the way, it's been a big pain in the ass.
Why?
Going into every, like, your insurance or in this, and if you have auto pay, you got to switch the source of the payment of EFT.
I know we got to get to break, but I have a question. So this whole marriage thing.
You sound so ready.
I am. So this whole marriage thing. How you just called it a giant pain in the ass, but I'm
no,
thinking of, like,
not marriage. I'm talking about moving.
Oh, sorry, listen to me. Yeah. Let me finish.
Make sure you say it correctly.
The marriage thing. You've already practically been married, right? You have kids. You live together. You've knocked out all the, like, situational stuff, but now it's the logistical stuff. So it's the bank accounts, it's the name changes, it's the ID updates, etc.
I got the text about an identity crisis yesterday.
An identity crisis, or her actual identity?
No, identity crisis. I mean, you go by one name for 30 years of your life. No, she's going to. It's just, could you imagine someone telling you you're changing your name right now?
What about, like, professionally? That's a whole different conversation. Maybe we should have her on to discuss this. I
actually agree. She'd love to.
Okay, she's welcome anytime.
I'll check on her availability and see if she can come to the studio.
I do have some questions for her because, anyway, but for you, from your perspective, the joint bank account process, the whatever else you need to do, right? I'm imagining, like, there's loans that now fall under her name or whatever, right? That were under you or vice versa. How often are you working on this? Is this an everyday thing?
I try and knock out, like, 1 or 2 things, getting everything together every night.
So how long is how long is that list?
It's in a spreadsheet. I don't know why you're asking me these. I can show you offline.
No, but I'm curious online.
I don't think the audience cares about how I'm handling my finances.
No. I don't care about how you're handling your finances. I care about how you're handling the things you now need to do together that you previously didn't.
It's a work in progress, buddy.
Long process?
Yeah, everything's a process.
Stop being mature. Just talk to me.
800-990-3776. Do you want to hear about joint bank accounts and things that are being moved into a married couple's name, like Alex Strofe does? I have a feeling no one's going to say yes. But I've been getting a lot of texts and YouTube comments here, and they all go to the same thing, the Cleveland defense.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
But I want to talk about why I'm not worried about it. Next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Brad,
Kyle.
I know.
Kyle.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. This year, it just feels different.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Listen to WTMJ as the Brewers make their charge to the postseason. Brewers playoff coverage is presented by the Narrow Spine Center of Wisconsin and featured by Annex Wealth Management, Boucher Automotive, and Delta Dental. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard to find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount liquor.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
Even your pickiest eater will say yes to this. Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Perfect on their own with a favorite dipping sauce, or stacked in one of our 2 new subs. Classic crispy chicken or bold Buffalo Ranch crispy chicken. Made with quality chicken and served on our fresh baked bread. It's a mealtime win for kids and grown-ups. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
For your fellow fanatics and your #1 fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
At Boucher, we don't just sell cars, we build careers.
For over 45 years, Boucher has been Wisconsin's trusted name in automotive excellence, and today we're growing faster than ever.
Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting out, Boucher is hiring across all departments: sales, service, finance, and more.
Enjoy industry-leading pay, unbeatable benefits, paid training, and a workplace that truly values you. Join the Boucher family, where we ride with you every mile, and your future rides with us. Apply today at Boucher.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You got me brainwashed, you got me so lost, you got me fucked up like you got me drugged up, you got me undone.
All right, so I get it. Myles Garrett's a beast. There's no doubt about it. I watched too much of the Browns-Ravens game because I'm just a big 4-box YouTube TV Sunday ticket guy.
Oh, you invest in the ticket, huh?
I would never. I'm not one to be like I'm like anti-red zone, because I think if you like red zone, that's your thing. For me, I like watching the games I bet on. I like watching the players that I have in like the fantasy leagues, and I like watching as many games as possible until the Packers are on. So for me, I think there is a little bit of a flaw in thinking that like, oh, I just want to see all the scoring plays. I like watching the drives develop. So like that's why I'm not anti-red. You want to be red zone? You be red zone. But for me, I like watching like drives develop and seeing like who is going to get the snap share of the running back, you know, like for fantasy or for whatnot. And I knew the Packers were playing the Browns, and I was like, all right, the Ravens are 12-point favorites against the Browns on the road as a divisional game. So I'm shocked that the Packers seem to have a much lower line than the Ravens. Because I think at 7.5, you should absolutely take the Packers.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why it is 5 points lower than the Ravens. Because when I watched that game, yes, the Cleveland defense was good, but what the Ravens defense was able to do, and they're not the Packers defense. They're obviously a great defense. They've been historically good. Second-year defensive coordinator. We talked about this on Monday. You heard me. Joe Flacco shouldn't be out there. He can't move.
No.
And we're talking about Devontae Wyatt with 11 pressure for the Packers. We're talking about Micah Parsons with 10. We're talking about actually Rashawn Gary and LVN looking like actual football players that can take advantage of their matchups. Joe Flacco can't move. All he can do is throw to David Njoku and Fannin, their young tight end that they love over the middle. It's going to be a massacre. And guess what?
Yeah, I don't think
he's not going to have enough time to throw deep balls to Jerry Jeudy down the sideline. He's just not. So when I look at this game, I think, yes, like the Cleveland defense is good, but the Packers offense is 10x of the Cleveland offense. And I just think, like, again, are they going to win 40-10? I think we all want them to. Probably not. It's the first road test, and it is a good defense. Myles Garrett, I watched him go by Justice Hill on third down and literally flick him like a bug, and then go by the left tackle and get to Lamar Jackson, who's one of the most elusive quarterbacks in the NFL. There's going to be times where it's going to be tough for Jordan Love. But the Packers have shown that they can run the ball at Josh Jacobs. I know they got a stout run defense, but that's not going to stop Matt LaFleur from changing the identity of establishing the run. It's been a little bit weird. They did it in the second half of one game, did it in the first half of the next game. He's going to establish the run, and Jordan Love has made pretty good decisions, and Matt LaFleur schemed guys open. So at this point, I have no reason to be concerned that the Cleveland Browns defense is going to be the reason why the Packers lose a football game, because on the other side, I think what our friends at ESPN Cleveland should be talking about is not just Micah Parsons, but the whole defense. All I'm hearing is Myles Garrett. They should be talking about the whole defense of the Green Bay Packers that have shined through 2 weeks.
Yeah, there's without a doubt, that Myles Garrett is one of, if not the best defensive player in the National Football League. He's that good. He's a game wrecker. He's really, really, really good. But that's about my only fear when it comes to Cleveland, and that does not equal a fear of losing this football game. Packers defense as a whole is really good. The Packers offense has looked really good. I have, number one, I mean, not that you've seen anything in the last 2 decades impressive from the Browns, but through 2 games, I haven't seen anything that impressive from the Browns outside of Myles Garrett. Now, they have some pieces on that defense that might give the Packers the Packers offense that is a little bit of trouble. But this is about as big of a gimme as the Packers have left on their schedule. And by the way, they have the Carolina Panthers left on their schedule. I don't fear the Browns at all. So I agree with your point on it's a 7.5-point spread. Give me the Packers to cover. I think they definitely win more than a touchdown. Have you ever seen the NFL Circle of Life thing? Like as we get into later in the season, it's like the Wheel of Victory. Every team's beating every team type thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I haven't, but I can obviously imagine, with the week-to-week league that it is.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do that through 2 weeks in my head a little bit. So this is a Browns team that scored 16 points against the Bengals, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is a Browns team that scored 17 points against the Ravens. Now, the Bills scored 41 points against the Ravens defense. Obviously, a much better offense.
Yep.
But the Browns only scored 17 against a defense that is not viewed nearly as good as the Packers in 2025 and the Ravens. The Lions scored 13 points on the Packers defense.
Mm-hmm.
They then went on to score 52 points against the Bears defense, which has a lot of money invested into it. So what I'm calculating in my head with this circle of NFL through week 2 is that final score Packers 31, Browns 7. That's what I got.
I don't know if that all connected.
Oh, it hit the mark.
Did that hit the mark? 800-990-3776.
Big brain stuff. I know you can't always relate.
No, I can. Trust me. But, like, once you brought the Lions in there and the Bears, I didn't know how that connected anymore.
What do you mean?
How did the Lions and Bears connect to the
Because
Browns?
the Packers defense only allowed 13 against the Lions, and then the Bears defense only allowed 52. So I'm looking at the Browns against two teams that have allowed points, and I mean, the Bengals have a bad defense, the Ravens defense is fine, yada, yada. 31-7 is what I reach.
Again, if you feel that way, run to Potawatomi Sportsbook.
I think I might go to Potto and do an exact score bet. I think I'm seeing the light of day here, Benny. My brain is starting to tweak out a little bit. Okay. I got it. I'm out of my vision. 31-7.
31-7 from Alex Strofe. I went from Kyle Wallace to Slappy 1 to Slappy 2.
Is it sloppy?
He is sloppy. That's right.
It was Slappy and Sloppy with Tori Lowe yesterday on Tori Lowe Tuesday. If you missed that, find it on the ESPN Wisconsin app in the 4 o'clock hour. Yeah, look, I know I'm a homer. Obviously, I've got the green and gold goggles. Chewy calls me a toad, all the in-betweens. Probably accurate. But again, I use the example so many times on this show after week 1, after the win over the Lions. Like, it is week 1. Sometimes week 1 can be a little fluky. But then we saw what they did to the Commanders in week 2. And despite that becoming, for a very brief moment, a one-possession game at the beginning of the fourth quarter when it was 17-10, Packers got the ball back, and it was just purely dominant the whole game. Now, what I love about this team, and we heard from Xavier McKinney on the show yesterday, it just doesn't feel like there's any complacency. I feel like Matt LaFleur has walked out of 2 big wins going, yeah, it just wasn't good enough. The offense didn't keep the foot on the gas the entire game. So hopefully this is a good opportunity for the Packers to do so on Sunday.
They will have that opportunity, and I guess people do want to give financial advice to me and what to do with bank accounts and joint or separate. So I'm reading them on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, and people are agreeing with Michael. So I'm going to have to read Michael's, but it's a little late to go backwards. I've put in all this work right now. I don't know if I'm going backwards anymore. In 2 minutes, though, Strofe, you have a lot of gratitude today.
A lot of gratitude. It's a great day. You always say it's a great day to be alive. Today is a great day to be alive.
Strofe has a lot of gratitude for a lot of executives and coaches in the NFL. They all have something to do with the Green Bay Packers. I'll tell you, if Strofe he's going to power rank. I'm going to make you power rank the people in your life that you have gratitude for on the other side in 2 minutes. So, you ready for that?
The people in my life I have gratitude for. Yes, I'm ready.
I better be number 1 in 2 minutes.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gates, you'll take home a Brewers tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
Got an unused car, truck, or SUV just sitting in your garage? Now's the time to act. Your vehicle donation to Rawhide Youth Services provides essential mental health care for youths facing trauma and behavioral challenges. Your help is needed right away. Your vehicle could be the key to a young person's fresh start. Don't wait. Donate today at rawhide.org or call 1-800-RAWHIDE. Empty your garage. Fill a young life with hope.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Into 11/1 select models only.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
That's a lie. No Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman. You have Ben Brust and Alex Strofe with you till 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock on ESPN Wisconsin. Pebble, Chris Larson is running the show. Get us on the Carbless Talk and text line 800-990-3776 or watch us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I've tasked Strofe. He sent me an email and he's like, I got a lot of gratitude today for a lot of people, most of which were in the NFL and it related back to the Green Bay Packers. But I was like, you need to expand that. I need the top 10 from Alex Strofe that you have the most gratitude for, starting with number 10.
All right, Chris, fire up the football music. Here we go. The people I have the most gratitude for in my life on this lovely Wednesday afternoon. Let's start with number 10. Number 10, the general manager of the New York Giants, Joe Schoen. Thank you for giving us Xavier McKinney. Thanks for letting him get away. And thanks for giving us another All-Pro on the Packers defense, which is looking like the best defensive unit in the National Football League. Number 10, Giants GM Joe Schoen. The number 9 person I'm most grateful for on this fine Wednesday is Ben Brust. Ben giving me the opportunity to spread some love in the world, giving me the opportunity to spread a little gratitude, and giving me the opportunity to sit in with him on this Wednesday. Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome. After you asked me if I was trying to have kids or not, and then asked me about my family's finance situation, I'm regretting this decision.
Number 8 is the Packers' new president and CEO, Ed Policy. Ed Policy comes in for Mark Murphy. After a terrific tenure by him, he builds up the businesses, builds up the community, brings the draft to Green Bay. What does Ed Policy do? He comes in and says, come on over, Micah Parsons. Ed Policy. Number 8 on my list of gratitude. Number 7 is Brewers manager Pat Murphy. Boy, are they good. Looking like...
What about that letter?
They could win the NL Central. Yeah, a little weird. He dropped down a few spots because of that. But it's all right. Pat Murphy, number 7 for leading the Brewers after the Clowns' exit last year. Number 6 on this list is Matt LaFleur, the Packers head coach. What a hire that was. Back in 2019, he's only done one thing, win. And he's continued to win and win and win, and they're 2-0 to start the 2025 season. A guy that should have won one, if not 2, Coach of the Year awards. Never has. He's been snubbed. One of the best coaches in the NFL. Number 6, Matt LaFleur. The number 5 person I'm most grateful for on this Wednesday, the birthday boy. Happy 81st birthday to my grandpa.
Oh, wow.
The patriarch of our family. Talked to him this morning. My grandpa's number 5 on this list on his 81st birthday. Number 4 on this list.
Wait, you seem like you love the rest of them. You just gave a quick shout-out to Grandpa. That's all he means to you is a quick shout-out?
He's
the rest of them...
I used to call him the patriarch of his family. I talked to him for 20 minutes this morning. He'll be okay. My grandpa, number 5 on this list. Number 4 is the Packers general manager, Brian Gutekunst. What a terrific 2 years he's having. We mentioned Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs, Matthew Golden in the first round of the draft, trading for Micah Parsons, all the moves he's made, trading up the draft Jordan Love. What a move that's looking like. 5 years removed now as he's number 3 in MVP odds over at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brian Gutekunst, number 4 on my list for the people I am most grateful for on this Wednesday. Number 3 on this list might be shocking to some. My girlfriend is number 3 on this list.
Whoa!
My girlfriend, number 3 on the people I'm most grateful for on this Wednesday afternoon. Love you.
What did she do this morning to make it to number 3?
She gave me a smooch, said goodbye. Normal activities, you know.
Oh, so just because it was normal activities, she goes down the list.
I actually had her at 4 prior to the smooch.
Fair enough.
Number 2 on this list, Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley.
So Jeff Halfley's ahead of your girlfriend?
Right now, yeah. I mean, have you looked at this Packers defense?
Has he given you a smooch?
No, but he's given me a metaphorical smooch by making this defense as good as it's been the last 2 years.
All
You
right.
talk about
priorities.
Think about something for a second, Benny. I grew up in Green Bay. I grew up bleeding green and gold. I don't know if I've ever seen a defense like this. I wasn't alive for the Reggie White era. I was alive for 2010 when they had Charles Woodson and Tremont Williams and Nick Collins and B.J. Raji and Clay Matthews coming off the edge. That was good defense. They won the Super Bowl. I don't know if I've ever seen a defense like this. We've gone through the Joe Barrys and the Mike Pettins
How
of
can
the
we
world.
say I don't think I've ever had a girlfriend like this? Probably should have said that. You've gone further for everyone on this list except the people actually closest to you in your life. Your grandpa got a flyby ranking, and your girlfriend's number 3, and she was number 4 before you got a smooch on the way out the door.
My mom and dad aren't on this list because they're not number 1.
Relatable.
Love them both, but not the point. Number 1 on my list, Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones, the old man. I don't know what I'm feeling like right now if Micah Parsons isn't a member of this team. I don't know what I'm feeling like right now if the Packers didn't have the best defense in the league. I don't know what I'm feeling like right now because what if the Packers didn't start 2-0 without the addition of Micah Parsons? Jerry Jones is the ultimate buffoon. His idiocy led to my happiness. Jerry Jones, number 1 on my list of gratitude on this Wednesday. That is my list.
Joe
10
Shane,
people.
number 10, general manager of the Giants, letting Xavier McKinney walk. Ben Brust, me. I'll take it. I'm on the list. Ed Policy, number 8. Pat Murphy, number 7. Matt LaFleur, number 6. Stroph's grandpa, happy birthday. Number 5.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Number 4, Brian Gutekunst. Barely at number 3, his girlfriend.
What do you mean barely? Oh, yeah, I did say that.
You did say she barely made it to number 3. I'm just quoting you.
Yep.
Jeff Halfley, who it seems like you have a huge crush on.
Crush isn't the right word. Appreciation, gratitude, love.
Again, I listened to you and I felt crush. And then Jerry Jones for being the old guy who makes stupid decisions because he's just old and can just do those things.
Oftentimes, my idiocy doesn't lead to my happiness. Somebody else's idiocy left to my happiness.
Well, there's Alex Strove's list of gratitude. Paul and DeForest, what do you have gratitude for today?
Well, I hope I have gratitude on Sunday afternoon, gentlemen, because I am expecting a 20-plus point blowout. We may see the backup quarterback. I'm optimistic. However, yep, there's a however, there's a but. The dog pound isn't what the dog pound used to be, but it's still the dog pound road game. Any given Sunday. Let me paint you a scenario real quick.
Mm-hmm.
First 5 minutes of the first quarter, Myles Garrett, perhaps, strip sack. Or maybe the rare Jordan Love INT. One of our wideouts turns the wrong way. Maybe a pick 6. But even an interception in the wrong end of the field. How about special teams? That's always a bugaboo. Blocked punt, a muffed punt, fielding a muffed punt. Browns get the ball at the 10-yard line. Penalties. Any given Sunday, gentlemen. I'm not predicting anything. Some have said trap game. I don't believe in that shit. But anyway, the point is.
Dumping Madison.
The point is. That's.
Sorry.
Good call.
Until the end. So what I took from that is he thinks it's a 20-point blowout, but however, any given Sunday. I don't think any given Sunday is.
It's real to a point.
Yeah, no, it is. But then, I think he's now gone too far with, Myles Garrett could have a strip sack. Jordan Love could throw an INT, a pick 6, a special teams. This could happen any.
The scenario he gave was at the beginning of the game. If that happened at the beginning of the game, Packers by 30.
Well, I think I said yesterday, I think Myles Garrett could have 3 strip sacks for touchdowns, scoop and scores, and I think the Packers would still win.
Oh, wow. That's bold, but you may still be right. My 31 points would still win that game, I think. So, look,
what he failed to mention in all those scenarios, strip sack, INT, some of them he had, getting into the red zone, the Browns still have to score against the Packers defense.
This is the same case we made with Wisconsin football early in the week.
Yeah.
Your defense might look good.
You got to score points.
You got to score points to win football games.
Mm-hmm.
And the Browns, not incapable of doing it so far this year, but the way this defense is looking, it's hard to believe. Like, here's the thing, and I'm really struggling with this. We've kind of said it all year with the Brewers. This just feels different. The Packers in past years, especially in the Jordan Love era, let's just go with the past 2 years. There are games where they're just stinkers. They just don't show up. I don't know how that happens this year, given what we've seen. The offense has so many pieces. The offensive line's been good enough. Defensively, they just seem so dominant against two good offenses in the Commanders and Lions. I just don't know. So much has to go wrong for a stinker like we've seen in past years. So even in the scenario that we just heard, I just don't see a
scenario.
A
there was 18 scenarios that he was putting in there.
Right, choose your own adventure type scenario, but I still don't think anything bad comes out of that.
But like I had mentioned, as I was thinking about all those things, the thing that was that was keeping me whole was no matter what, they have an unreal defense that can do things that we've never seen before that can help. Not that any given Sunday can't happen. I mean, they're not going to win every football game. If they do, obviously, they're not. I'm getting loopy now too and slappy. Even just saying that out loud.
Come on, Slappy. Join the club.
But I think they're going to handle the Browns, and I really do like taking the 7.5. I'm not scared of the hook. Ben Brust, Alex Strofe, no Kyle Wallace or Brad Nortman. Rob Domofsky wrote a piece about the Packers pass rush, and again, I think sometimes we get caught up, and it's new. This is a new feeling. I actually want to dive deeper into that new feeling and address some demons that may need to be exercised. With this pass rush being what it is, I think we can learn to let go of our past traumas next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Here's the worst thing that happened about Brad Nortman producing Kyle Bruston Nortman, and is Kyle, you know what's going to happen? He's going to have so much like softness in his heart for producers.
I lost the guy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
With an accident on the ramp from Burleigh to 41 northbound. So be careful with that. We got some backups from Mayfair Road all the way up to Burleigh. On the southbound side, we got some backups from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive as well. Southbound 43 slowing from Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. Back on the brakes from about Burleigh down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise bridge. Traffic is brought to you by Dickenstrauff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickenstrauff.com. And checking the TMJ for Storm Team forecast tonight. Mainly clear, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75 at the lake, 83 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Buckle up, Milwaukee. The journey starts now.
Around third is Durbin. Here comes the throw home. Durbin slides in there safely. The Brewers walk it off in 10.
The Crew have punched their ticket.
And the Brewers, clinching the playoffs earlier today, put an exclamation mark on it here tonight.
Brewers playoff coverage on 94.5 ESPN is presented by Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Stay up to date on all your Brewers talk right here.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves. Are you talking about the One collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
She told me, honey, pick your poison, mine's a lemon and gin with a hit. I met some pretty boys and over their head. I'll admit, I'm kinda craving the
Ben Brust alongside Alex Strofe. No Kyle Wallace or Brad Nortman with Chris Larson running the show. You, KBN Nation, as always, can get us on the Carbless Talk and text line, 800-990-3776. List is more. Get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I think we just got to start leading with more confidence until they give us a reason not to. You know what I mean? I think it's, and I actually appreciate the not wanting to overlook an opponent, right? You're playing the Browns on the road. We've gotten the Any Given Sunday. We're getting the Myles Garrett can wreck a game. But I think we need to look inwards for a second until they give us a little bit of a reason not to. What have the Packers done other than the only complaint I could hear is that they haven't been able to separate the leads big enough, which I think is overblown, by the way. Because
do you?
I do, actually. I really do. Because when I think about the Detroit game specifically, Detroit scored a late touchdown.
Yeah.
But also, the Packers didn't have like 8 to 10 drives because the Lions scored 6 points on 2 field goals after like 7-minute drives. The game itself wasn't one for them to curb stomp a team, which they ended up basically winning by still double digits, and a late touchdown was the difference. Now, fast forward to the Commanders game. Short week. Like, you had a dominant victory in which, again, a late touchdown made it closer, but at no point was that game ever in doubt. Like, I just think when you have a pass rush, as Rob Domofsky wrote about with Micah Parsons and everything he can do for this defensive line, they are number 1 in the league in pressures and number 2 in sacks. And we're coming off of a game where Joe Flacco had literally a fumble, which led to a scoop and score. An interception, as I've mentioned, probably I'm going to do this each day. This is now Wednesday. I will say he's averaging 5.5 yards per pass. He's dinking and dunking. Guess what everyone's had to do against the Packers? Dink and dunk because you can't get time to do anything down the field.
And it hasn't worked.
So my overall point is I think it's okay to not want to overlook the opponent. But I also am just going to lead with confidence with this Packers team until they give me a reason to not.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think the important parts you're pointing out are exactly why I just am not scared for Sunday. This pass rush is that good, and it has been that good. You're right, and we'll talk to Rob coming up next. But second in pressures, nobody's been comfortable. Now, when it comes to some of the second half stuff, I hear why Matt LaFleur wants more, foot to the floor type energy from this offense. In the Detroit game, their last drive of the first half was a punt, and then the first 2 drives of the second half were a punt. Well, that game was pretty much already out of hand. you could have added onto it, even if it was a field goal, right?
Correct.
Make that 2-possession game a 3-possession game or what have you.
But they're not. But no one's perfect. Is my overall point.
No, I agree with you.
Like no team is so unflawed that they're going to score points on every possession.
Instead of taking the scaredy cat approach of going, well, this could be a trap game. This is their first road game. Can they really prove it? That's not the approach I'm taking. I view this as the game to get right. This is your 52-point game against the Bears. Go there and have a complete game. Punt twice. Score a bunch of touchdowns. Get yourself feeling really good before a Sunday night crowd in a hostile environment of Dallas, who doesn't like the Packers very much right now after Jerry Jones shipped Micah Parsons up here. Like, the road game I'm more worried about is next week in Dallas. It's Sunday Night Football. The Boo Birds will be out for Micah, and he's going to be revved up, but that's beside the point. That's a game, and that's an offense that's at least a little bit competent. They've scored a lot of points despite, not beating the Eagles in the opener and then needing overtime and a really long field goal kick to beat the lowly Giants. But that's a team we know can score points. That's a team with an offense that's looked at least competent through 2 weeks. The Browns haven't looked competent at all outside of a few pieces on their defense, including Myles Garrett. I don't think that's going to slow down the Packers' offense enough to lose the game. It's just not in the realm of possibility. So it's a good warm-up act for an actual hostile environment and a tough national game in Dallas before your bye week. So this is the game where I think you go work out all those bugaboos. Matt LaFleur thinks you've taken the gas off a little bit in the second half. Go lay it on thick in the second half. That's where I'm at.
Again, I look back at the Browns here, and again, I know their defense is very good. I watched it, and part of what the Ravens were able to do in scoring 41 points was 7 of them are off a scoop and score, and one of them was off a Joe Flacco interception for a short field, which led to a 2-play long touchdown pass, and the game was out of hand. Joe Flacco threw 45 times. 45 times. He had 199 yards and 4.4 yards per catch. Against a Ravens defense, which is good, but it's not to the caliber as we know that Josh Allen, as you did your little everyone plays everyone, and you can kind of take everything from a little bit and sort of make your, prognostication, some say.
Did that thing hurt your head?
No, I got there. You were moving fast, so I wanted to just clarify a couple of things.
Make it clear. Baltimore has allowed the second most yards in the league. And a lot of them came in week 1, but they played the Browns in week 2. Baltimore has allowed the second most yards in the league through 2 games, other than New York Giants.
And again, my overall point is Joe Flacco isn't beating this Green Bay Packers defense. And what I also find funny is when you look around the league and you have these teams that draft young quarterbacks, you think Dylan Gabriel or Shadur Sanders knows what it's like to go against Micah Parsons and what the Packers' pressure has been able to do this first 2 games of the season? No, they're not ready for it. So I think, again, lead with confidence. Obviously respect the opponent, but I do believe this Packers team will win by double digits because they're built to beat a team that can't move the football down the field. They'd have to beat themselves in a horrific way for them not to win this football game.
Totally agree.
800-990-3776. I'm with Strofe. Could be a statement game for this team to sort of put it all together. That's Stevie. Dave from Aaron. Joe freaking Flacco. I don't wish for injuries ever, but there is a potential old Joe gets carted off in a wheelchair.
That probably isn't injury related. That's just old related.
I said it on Monday. I watched him roll out of the pocket against the Ravens. I was like, don't go down just from age.
Yeah. Is Joe Flacco's younger than Aaron Rodgers?
He moves slower.
But he moves slower. Although Rodgers did not look great in week 2.
No, he is. I mean, yeah. I mean, if he has time, he can sling the ball. But if he's got to get outside the pocket, he'd sling one nice. But again, everything's got to go right. He's got to really be in rhythm because again, Father Time is undefeated.
Unless her name's Tom Brady.
Yeah, but again, he just stuck in the pocket and again had a great defense. God bless that man. I don't know how he did it. What I know to be true is the Princeton Club's a phenomenal place in Madison and Milwaukee. You have the New Berlin Center in the Milwaukee area. You also have the Madison locations. And when you can drop your kid off with free childcare for the membership, you can go do what you want and then pick up your child and go on your very way, knowing they're taken care of. They're open 24/7, locally owned, and you can have that strong body you want, help provide a strong mind, and provide a strong community, because they always have initiatives within the health club to help the community. So if you're looking for a place that feels like an environment that you want to be around everyone, that's cheering for you, that has, a goal to get better, I'm telling you, just get a tour and you're going to love it. For your better tomorrow, join the Princeton Club. The bold, the bald, the beautiful. I want to see if Rob agrees that not that we're overlooking the Browns, but based off what we've seen from the Packers in 2 weeks, they should win by double digits. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Love you.
What?
Love you.
Love you too.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We had an earlier accident at Burleigh on 41 northbound, that ramp there. That has been cleared. We do still have delays from Mayfair Road up to Capitol. Southbound is backed up from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, watch for delays from 84th Street through the stadium. The westbound side slow from 17th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And southbound 43, delays now from Good Hope Road down past Bender Road. And then again, Capitol Drive down through the Marquette. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75 at the lake, 83 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Kick off your game day with a shine. Stop by Tsunami Express Car Wash now with 7 convenient locations across greater Milwaukee, including the brand new location in New Berlin. The best part, your very first wash is absolutely free when you sign up online. That's a $25 value on us. At Tsunami Express, you'll enjoy premium washes that protect your car, plus free vacuums and detailing tools to keep your ride looking spotless inside and out. Fast, easy, and always looking its best. Roll into the game feeling confident and clean. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Rich Eisen.
We've been saying for years, you got to play a perfect game to beat the Chiefs. You make a mistake, they're going to take advantage of it and beat you with it. It looks like the Chiefs in 2025 are the team that can't make the mistakes. That's what it looks like to me through the first 2 weeks. And Worthy being out and Rashee Rice being suspended for 6 games doesn't help. It just doesn't. You know what would help? A 100-yard game from Pacheco. That would help.
Or a 60-yard game.
Or something.
Just something.
Just
Like Patrick Mahomes can't be your leading rusher. He's on pace for 1,000 yards this year. It's like that's not sustainable.
So that's the way it looks to me, is that the Chiefs have finally come back down to earth enough to be the team that can't make the mistake. That's what the first 2 weeks looks like to me. I'm not going to sit here and say this team is done, the window is closed, they have too many good players. But something is off, as Mahomes is now 0-2 for the first time ever, and if you include the playoffs, on a 3-game losing streak for the first time.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' tastes. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
There are certain organizations that can't get certain positions right. The Bears can't get a quarterback.
Bold, Bald Beautiful.
I'm one small bald man.
ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Domofsky.
To me, their window is now wide open.
On Kyle Brust and Nortman.
No Brad Nortman, still taking care of that newborn baby boy, which we still don't know the name of.
Oh, yeah. When did
he never followed up.
Monday?
Oh, they're still trying out names on the baby and seeing if it sticks.
I never realized you could do that. Okay, sorry. Back to Rob.
No Kyle Wallace. You got Ben Brust and Alex Strofe. Joining us now on Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin is Rob Domofsky, the bold, the bald, the beautiful. How are you?
Wait, Brad's baby doesn't have a name yet?
So it's been a week and a half, Rob, and
what?
And I texted the day after. So he was born last Saturday. On Sunday, I said, "Okay, do we have a name?" And he said, "Not yet. We're thinking of one, or we're working on one, whatever." Then a full week and a day, 8 days went by, and on Monday this happened.
I go, "Hey, Brad. Obviously, we're live on the air right now. We are genuinely confused. Why haven't you told us the name of your child? Is that for a certain reason? We will respect it if so." He then follows up, "We had a few names picked out before he was born, and then when we saw him, we felt like none of them really looked like him, so we're trying to finalize a new one. Hasn't been 100% confirmed, but we're trying to nail it down."
Well, this should be like this is like a new Hear Brad Out thing. You don't have to name your kid until he starts talking, and then he can pick his own name.
Right? I'm just like, also like, babies don't really look like anything. Like, you know, they change a lot. Like to try and put a name to the face that's going to be changing every day is tough. But hey, to each their own, right?
Yeah, well, sorry. I know that's not what you had me on to talk about. But
Hold on. Now, real quick follow-up, then we'll get to the Packers. You have two boys. How long did it take you and your wife to name them?
Well, we had the names picked out, boy or girl, beforehand, and Hogan was the boy. And
but what if it didn't look like him?
Well, he became a boy. He was a boy, and we got Hogan. We had with Roan, who is also a boy. We had Rowan if it was a girl, and we just took the W out and made it Roan for a boy.
Yeah,
so it was adaptable. See, we had a name that was, sort of.
But you had it figured out instantaneously.
Yeah, I mean,
as
we had it figured
I feel
out
like 96%. I feel like 99% of the population does that. Brad's an interesting cat.
Fascinating. Okay, anyway.
That being said, Rob, I literally just opened up Twitter and saw the injury report that you put up. And a little side note, you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, so it's first of all, Micah Parsons is not listed anymore, so that quote-unquote back injury seems to have gone away. I wonder if they made a deal with them. Hey, we'll put you on there with a back for 2 weeks just to, to make it look good, and then that's it, we're done. But the more serious and important note is that, there's no such thing as two players being the same listing, even though they're both listed as limited. And in that regard, I'm talking about the two offensive linemen, Zach Tom and Aaron Banks. They're both listed as limited, but we talked to Zach Tom, and this is why we do what we do. We go into the locker room and we talk to these guys. And Zach Tom told us he didn't do any team work, meaning 11 on 11, only did a little individual. And he said he still really can't run straight ahead. Meanwhile, Aaron Banks said, "I'm good to go. I'm playing on Sunday." So
both listed as limited.
Correct. So now they'll both probably be listed as questionable on Friday. But it sure did not sound very good for Zach Tom, but it did sound pretty positive for Aaron Banks.
Now, we've been talking a lot about this Browns defense because I think, in my opinion, people are doing the right thing and not overlooking the opponent. But I also think that through 2 games, the Packers have shown us something that you should be confident in. And it's not that, I'm not looking over the Browns, but Joe Flacco threw 45 times and had a 4.4 yards per pass. He can't move. Yeah, I don't see a way, even if the Cleveland defense plays well, that they beat the Packers.
Here's the thing. Ben, if they lose this game and people would say, "Oh, see, they overlooked them," and now that they're before the game that they're talking about how tough the Browns defense is, it's almost like they're saying that just so we can't say they overlooked them, right? There's certain games where you look on paper and I realize as a player and a coach, you have to prepare for every game, as if it's the most important one because it's the next one. But
man, you must have heard that once or twice in your life.
Well, yeah, it feels to me like they're grasping at straws just to make everyone, realize that they're not overlooking them by praising the Browns defense. But boy, I don't see how this Browns team has the firepower to keep up offensively. And even if their defense is good, the Packers have been good enough offensively to offset that.
Rob, you have an esteemed journalism degree from The Ohio University, correct?
Well, I have a journalism degree from there. I don't know how esteemed it is, but
Well,
yes,
just roll with
they
me.
did send me a diploma. Okay, sorry.
Did you ever think in the beginning of one of your articles on ESPN.com, you'd write the quote, "Packers to the bowl, brah," Reed said. "I'm good. Thank you for the pairs, brah. But we turned, brah. We going all the bleeping way, brah." That's 4 brahs in a quote. Did you ever think this is where you'd wind up? And what'd you make of Jaden Reed's Instagram Live yesterday?
In 1993, when I graduated from Ohio University, I don't think that anyone had used the term "bra." Like, I don't think. At least I don't remember that. It's funny. A lot of the things that I thought I was going to do when I was in journalism school turned out not to be the case. But look, I don't know if you ever had your wisdom teeth taken out. That's the closest thing I can come to with most people having gone under anesthesia, and the things that people say when they come out of it.
Truth serum
is hilarious, just absolutely hilarious. And obviously, this is more serious than wisdom teeth, but same effect. But I always made sure when my kids had their wisdom teeth taken out, I had the video rolling when they woke up because you knew they were going to say something funny.
Can you put on that journalist hat and find out if they did both surgeries at the same time? Like if one was at the bottom half of his foot and one was doing the clavicle, or if they did them separately?
Well, that is a good question. I will certainly ask.
It's not that good a question. I'm just curious.
No, but I would assume that they did it under one. One time knocked out.
Yes.
But I do wonder if they did them one after another. I doubt that somebody was working on the foot while the other guy was working on the collarbone.
But I imagine that's different surgeons, so you could do it at the same time.
Well, you could. Yeah, you certainly could. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know when we see Jaden back in the locker room, we'll have to ask him if he knows. He probably doesn't even know.
No, probably not. What I do want to revisit is what we'd asked you. Help me remember, because I asked this to Tausch and I believe Jason Monday, Tuesday, and to you Wednesday. Who do you think will benefit the most from Micah Parsons being on this team? I believe you said the cornerbacks. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is.
You said Keyshawn Nixon. Yeah, and so I just wanted to get that right because Keyshawn Nixon with 5 pass breakups, he's able to sit back and really attack right away because these quarterbacks don't have time.
Right.
So I guess bravo to you for being right so far.
Yeah, you can take more chances too. When you're pretty sure the ball is going to come out quicker, you can jump what might be concerned with as a double move, but it's not going to be a double move because there's not going to be time for him to make a double move. So I do think that that does allow that to happen. The one thing is, when you go back and watch it, I don't really think much of Keyshawn's was on Terry McLaurin, who was their number 1 receiver. So just because you're the number 1 corner in this system doesn't mean you're always going to cover the number 1 receiver. So while Keyshawn had an outstanding game, really, 5 pass breakups. It's been 4 years since anyone in the NFL has had 5 pass breakups in a game before Keyshawn.
Eric Stokes didn't have that in his entire career.
Eric Stokes, you're probably right. He didn't have a pass breakup, hasn't had one since 2021, his rookie year, and since I don't think he's in the league, it's probably going to stay that way. Is he in the league?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. He was on the Falcons for a brief stint last year, but I don't think he's in the league.
Yeah.
I guess I did, Benny. That's a good point by you. I didn't even think of that. I don't think Eric Stokes had more than a couple in 21.
Well, he went over 1,000 snaps without a pass breakup.
I remember that being one of your favorite. Well, maybe not favorite.
Yeah.
But it was one of your go-to stats a couple years ago.
Yeah. 1,000 snaps without a pass. You'd think a ball would hit you in the shoulder pad just by accident. You'd get a PBU for it.
ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Domofsky with us here on KBN, here on ESPN Wisconsin. Hey, so Matthew Golden, last Thursday, Love either under or overthrew him on what would have been 2 big plays. Right. But I saw the stat. I'd never heard of the ASS rating, Rob, the average separation score, and he leads all receivers in the league through 2 weeks on that. Are you expecting a relative breakout from him now with the absence of both Watson and Reed, at least for the next 3 or 4 games?
You would think so, Alex, and I really hope we get a chance to talk to Golden in the locker room. He wasn't in there today, but hopefully tomorrow, because I think I want to ask him this question, and you tell me if this is crazy, but like as good as he was in training camp, I wonder if he thought, hey, this was just going to be easy, and I'm going to get 5 or 6 catches every game just because I showed how easy it was, and I wonder what his sort of takeaway is after 2 games where he only has 2 catches and he's got a couple rushes, but not a whole lot of significant production. Because I mean, we talked about it during training camp, day after day after day. The guy was making big plays down the field. He was catching everything thrown at him. Now, neither of those 2 balls on Sunday were catchable. I mean, they badly underthrew the 4th down play. Where Jordan said today he thought that they had 12 men on the field and thought it was a free play. And then the deep ball he just missed it. He just overthrew it. So neither of those are on Matthew Golden. However, I'm sure he probably, or I shouldn't say I'm sure, I don't want to assume. I wonder if he thought he was going to get more than 2 targets every game right away.
I just need to clear this up. Eric Stokes on the Raiders was on the field against the Chargers.
Wow.
2 tackles.
Okay. Did he pick up a pass?
I think PD is either
pass defense.
PD. Yeah, I wanted to make sure because I think he got one. So he's
wow.
He's
So he's still in the league.
Yes, he's on the Raiders.
The streak.
I did not realize that.
Rob, look, it's really easy to get ahead of your skis through 2 weeks, but
yeah,
the Packers are 4th in odds to win the Super Bowl. They've jumped the Commanders and the Lions. They're the 2nd best odds to win the NFC. They have a favorable schedule. And when I say favorable, the Browns are no good. The Cowboys gave up 500 yards to Russell Wilson. You get a bye, and then you don't play Joe Burrow. There's a good shot they're 4-1, 5-0. Very good shot, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about
there's a good shot they're undefeated going into that Philly game, which is week 8 or 9.
That would be 8-0 heading into the Philly game. So with that, do you think, because I know you said I'd take this to the window, you're not saying you would bet, but don't you think if you believe in this team now, it's probably the best time to go bet on them to win the Super Bowl? Because if they just keep on wining, those odds are going to shoot down.
You're not going to get the return on your money, I wouldn't think. But yeah, it's a great point. I mean, here's the one thing.
So do you believe it? Like, do you believe in this team?
I do. I really do. And I mean, I thought even before they got Micah Parsons, they were going to be, a factor. And I really thought, to be honest, I thought they were the favorite to win the division because, we talked about this before. The Lions lost both coordinators. I think that's a real factor. The J.J. McCarthy thing, I don't care how good Minnesota's roster is going into the season. J.J. McCarthy had not proven anything. And, now he's hurt. So I don't think anything's changed there. And people who thought Ben Johnson was going to just instantly turn around Chicago, well, obviously that hasn't happened either. So to me, it starts with the division. They've got to get home playoff games. I mean, it's too hard a road to just have to go on the road every time in the playoffs and get to a Super Bowl. It's not impossible. It's just too hard. And if you think about when's the last time these guys had a home playoff game, it was not in the Jordan Love era. So they need to play at home to establish themselves. And I think that my money would have been on that to begin with, which therefore gives you a great chance to make a run.
Well, Rob believes. If you believe, you know what to do. Rob, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you next week.
If you believe, you know what to do.
Go to Pop.
All right, guys, let's work on that name, Nortman. If you're listening,
we'll pass it along. I'll actually text him right now. Rob Domofsky.
What are the odds we have an answer for Rob next Wednesday?
I would say 50-50.
I agree.
I really
100%.
don't. They might be trying out names next week too.
All right, boys, we'll be seeing you.
That's Rob Domofsky. Writes for ESPN. You see him on TV. He's everywhere, and he joins us on Wednesdays. Kyle Brust Nortman with no Nortman, no Wallace. You have Wallace. Wow, no Kyle. Alex Strofe in for them. Coming up, I think I'm having more fun with my daughter's toy than she is next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I legitimately understand sugar.
Is it good, Brad?
It's unbelievable. It's so good. I'm changed. Not for the better.
Come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs, just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitation. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gates, you'll take home a Brewers Tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
Hi, everyone. This is Stephen Bauer, CEO of the Guest House of Milwaukee. For decades, Guest House of Milwaukee has been here for our neighbors, providing shelter, housing, and the support needed to break the cycle of homelessness. We're not just offering a bed for the night. We're helping people rebuild their lives through case management, housing navigation, mental health, and addiction counseling. You can help us make a difference. Learn more at guesthouseofmilwaukee.org, and together we can ensure everyone has a place to call home.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
The Fall Trade-Up event is happening now at Cunis. With winter on the horizon, trade up now to a new, safe and reliable vehicle. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have huge incentives and discounts on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Thinking pre-owned? We have over 2,500 in stock with payments for every budget. Plus, check out our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Don't miss the Fall Trade-Up event. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
Catholic Memorial Football.
Barreling towards the end zone, and he's in! Isaac Miller!
The Crusaders host New Berlin West on Friday night.
All the way into the end zone! Camden Shumpert!
Crusaders football is brought to you by R&R Insurance, D&M Accounting and Consulting Services, Curative Care, Home Sealed Exteriors, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Tune in Friday starting at 6:30 on 94.5 ESPN with kickoff at 7. Also watch the live video stream at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Dad make the beat switch, turn on, so give $1 million to him. Right now I got so many villas booked on like a billion to him. Dirk's boy told me Marvin's Room was his favorite song. He was
Gotta tell you about Gina Della from Pella and the great work they do at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When you choose Pella, you get their trust and commitment to your home, to you, and everything that they provide. Get the consultation. It's free. Someone comes to your house, they explain everything, no matter where you're at in life. Starter home like me. Came into a house with windows that had probably been there for 70 years. Took me 80 years to get them open. Now I got wonderful, beautiful windows because I got great financing, 0% interest for 5 years. That's what I took advantage of. So just get the consultation, see what they can bring to you. You get to make decisions with them. They do it like a team. You're part of their team when you work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Great warranties, all the above. Visit PellaWI.com today. That's PellaWI.com. Get your consultation, order by the end of the month, and you'll get that 0% interest for up to 5 years. Ben Brust, Alex Strofe. No Kyle Wallace or Brad Nortman. Chris Larson's running the show. Get us at the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. And I mentioned yesterday I was super excited because at about 20 months now, almost 2 years old, the daughter's running around wild. And she's discovered playing ball with the dogs, throws it, laughs, they run and get it. So it's like, it's fun. I don't have to be the one to throw the ball at the dogs. She can be the one, and it keeps her entertained. Then I was like, all right, over the weekend, we need more things for her to do, especially as I was thinking, all right, we can go to the park. But what happens when winter comes? You need things for indoors. So I got her first basketball hoop.
Wow. That must mean so much to you.
It did. It did.
Given from when you were her age until you were about 23, that's all you did.
No, it's because I get to use it.
Correct. Yep.
I put it together last night when everyone was asleep in the house. I felt like a dad, like putting together the big gift on Christmas.
So, yeah, you sent us a picture at about, I think it was about 9:15 p.m. last night. It was just a picture of the hoop, and I was assuming you were just showing us that you had set it up. But I didn't ask this in the group chat because I figured it would get brought up today. How many times did you shoot last night?
All night.
All night?
Yeah, like for like 2 hours.
You were shooting on a little
background TV, but not consistently nonstop. But like, I'm like a golden retriever sometimes, and I would just shoot. Pew, pew.
Did you break a sweat?
No, I didn't break a sweat.
The pits weren't sweating at all?
No. Because I'm not like dunking.
No, that sounds like a man is in denial.
I did say no one too many times. It would open up to more questioning, right? It's almost like no.
Yes.
But this morning she loved it.
Yeah,
she loved it. You saw?
That's awesome. Yeah, you showed me some video. A couple things. So you showed me a few different videos that your wonderful wife took, and one thing I loved, and I'm going to give you credit on in the air, which this is not to embarrass you, it's just to show how good of parents you guys are. This is a sincere compliment. Every time she made one, you guys went, yay!
We had the full-on parent voice.
Yeah, you were reinforcing like good behavior. You scored. Keep doing that. So I loved that. It was fun to see that. But then at one point, your daughter
oh no,
ran up to the hoop, and she's about the same height as the rim where you had it set.
I would say her reach goes. The ball is like at like the tip of the rim, and you got to push it over.
Yeah, it's like me dunking on a 7.5-foot hoop, right? Like
correct.
If I reach up a little bit, I'm going to be able to dunk. She ran over to this little Tykes hoop, tried to stuff the ball in, and then
kaboom!
Both her and the hoop fall over, and the video pans to you cackling,
laughing,
not laughing. You were hysterically laughing, and then you hear your wife go, Ben, and you go, she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine. Like, she's not crying. I'm not one of those, like, when you hit the ground, you don't have to be like, are you okay? Are you okay? Because then they probably are like, oh, am I okay? And then they start crying.
Yeah. I loved it. Now, then there was another video that your wife shot. And at one point, your wife goes, Ben, give her the ball back.
Yeah, because I was shooting. I'm going to use that. And you know what? I should probably, I think what I'm going to do is anytime somebody comes to the house, I'm going to dunk on them and record it. I have to.
Bro, it's a little Tykes hoop.
Well, it can be raised. It can be raised to probably about 5 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to take some people out.
This is not your daughter's toy. This is your toy.
That's our toy.
Okay.
It's our toy. Yes. We get to share the toy. You'll have Jim, Matt, and Molly up next in Madison. Saw Wally was here. Is he doing the show from here?
I don't know.
Well, Corey and Wally are coming up next in Beaver Dam. Strofe and I are taking you all the way to 5 o'clock, leading you into the Homer Hour. We'll both be at the Brewers game tonight, so that'll be fun.
Tomorrow for me.
Oh, tomorrow for you. We got the Angel series covered. We're back in 2 minutes.
Well, we do have delays, of course, as usual, on 41 southbound, pretty much from Appleton Avenue all the way down through the Capitol Drive area, almost to Burleigh. Northbound slowing from Mayfair Road up to Capitol. We've got westbound 94 from the Marquette, going to be heavy all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got a crash on northbound 894 right at the ramp from Greenfield Avenue. It's off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. But on the southbound side, we're seeing delays from Greenfield Avenue all the way down to about National. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 75 at the lake, 83 inland. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Rain or shine, we've got you covered with premium washes and free vacuums. Tsunami Express, wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
KBN Nation, you know I'm always looking for a deal, and this is a deal you do not want to pass up. Tsunami Express is offering its top-tier wash for free when you sign up for your first wash online. That's right, a free $25 top-tier wash with Tsunami Express, all when you sign up online for your first wash. You're going to get the gloss, the protection, the free vacuums, detailing tools, and even tire air at every location. Locations all around southeastern Wisconsin make it easier than ever. Head to TsunamiExpress.com to get that offer today. Tsunami Express. Wash, chill, repeat.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 Hour on KBN is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. Looking for new windows, siding, roof, and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
No pressure. It's the 414 Hour at 4 on KBN.
That was the whitest 414 Hour at 4.
Back us to the bowl, bruh.
Ever. Kyle Wallace, don't listen back after you're listening to this. I'm sorry. As Chef Ed earlier in the week did a parody song that we wanted to scrub from the show. If we could scrub that from the show, I think everyone would be better off.
I don't necessarily disagree. While the Open was playing, I said, oh, shoot, I have to do this.
Those weren't your exact words, but yes, for radio purposes, that is what
those
you
were my exact words,
said.
yes.
Now, again, I want to talk about the believing in the team thing for a second here, because through 2 weeks, they've given you a lot of evidence as to why you should believe.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Potawatomi Sportsbook website, which we're not talking all about making bets, we're talking about how this team is being viewed as a whole, and if you do want to do something with it, you can. But we're talking about a Packers team before the season and before Micah Parsons that was plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's interesting to me. Not that they're fourth, but how close everyone is. The Bills are plus 500 to win the Super Bowl. We're talking about a franchise that has not won a Super Bowl?
Well, they've not won one.
Because they lost like four straight times?
Jim Kelly, yeah.
The Ravens, plus 525. Makes sense. Those have been the two major players against the Chiefs in those AFC Championship games. The Eagles are plus 600. Again, we've talked about how whether you believe the Packers are better than them or not through 2 weeks, we'll be able to see if they're able to right the wrongs in the regular season. And they're likely going to have to see the defending champs in the playoffs because Jalen Hurts knows how to win. Like they've been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years and they've won one of them. And they're humming and they continue to add more pieces. Like they do what they do. Next is the Packers at plus 625.
And then what's after that? Do you have who's fifth?
I don't, but
it's Detroit, and it's like plus 1,200.
There's a gap. There's a huge gap. And so when I say that, if you want to try and if you really believe, right, and we've talked about this, looking at the schedule, the Browns, I'm confident that they win that game. We've been over that, and we'll continue to go over that. The Cowboys, it's a weird game. It's like that to me is more of an any given Sunday type game
on that one.
Than the Browns, right? Like they still have talent. They still have, CeeDee Lamb and Dak, and they have a defense that they gave up 500 yards to Russell Wilson's. But again, it's a weird vibe. You got Micah going back there.
You got Kenny against the Packers who traded him, right? And obviously he's not the game record to the level that Micah Parsons is, but there's going to be hostile. It's going to be a hostile environment. It's a Sunday night. Like that's
you beat the brakes off of them last time you were in that stadium.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
So if you really, really, really believe that the Packers can win the Super Bowl, if they win these next 2 games, go on a bye, more teams will look bad or good. On the bye, but you're going to be sitting there likely with a 4-0 record. And then you play the Bengals, who don't have Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about how they could potentially be 8-0 before they play the Eagles. Like, if you want to jump to the sports book, jump now. Because there's an opportunity. This will just continue to get lower and lower and lower. But if you think that they might hit some hiccups, you can wait. But I'm not of the camp that you should be waiting. I'm not telling you what to do because I'm not. You got to make decisions for yourself. But through what you've seen, if you liked it, they've beat 2 pretty good opponents that are on that list of right behind them in Super Bowl contenders, and they were ahead of them before they played them.
Correct.
Next, the Packers are minus 200 to win the NFC North. They were behind the Lions. That gap has now gapped. The Lions are plus 285. That's a 500 point/dollar difference.
That one's been a little bit more volatile because even going into last week, Detroit was behind Minnesota to win the North after week 1.
And then obviously Minnesota showed who they really are.
And now J.J. McCarthy's getting benched or he's injured or something. But anyway, I mean, it's still a wide gap. Like when you look at the divisional winners in the NFL, I think only 3 of them are favorites, and that's Baltimore, Buffalo, and Green Bay. I think those are the only people that are minus money.
MVP. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert, I know. I just like to say Herbert. And then Jordan Love. Defensive Player of the Year. The leader, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett. Those are like the 2 heavy favorites, and it's a big list. Look at all of the things that the Packers are being talked about this early in the season. This is new. You haven't had this since Aaron Rodgers, in which you had a confidence in the team that could win a Super Bowl at week 2.
Yeah, tough 4-year break in there. But no, I understand what you're saying. Right?
Well, for Packers fans, it's still been since 2010, since Lombardi was lifted.
Since they won a Super Bowl, right. And I look, it proves to you that this is not a fluke. Nobody's viewing this as a fluke. The Packers are considered this good. They were still viewed as a playoff team. They were still viewed as a team that, okay, you use the term all offseason. If they make the jump, if they
take the next step
all offseason, maybe they'll be in contention. But you add Micah Parsons, and it's looking like this offense, led by the head coach, Matt LaFleur, and the quarterback, Jordan Love, was healthy this year. That was not something he was last year. Let's keep that in mind. Not excuses, because he still played, and he didn't play to the level we expected of him after that last 8-game-plus stretch at the end of 2023. He didn't play to that level last year. This year, through 2 games, it's looking like he's playing to that level. He's keeping the ball out of harm's way. He's scoring touchdowns. They're scoring points. They're being productive. And defensively, they've been dominant. So, of course, given what you've seen in the, albeit small sample size, is Super Bowl level team. Now, again, to your earliest point on Philadelphia versus Green Bay, we won't really know, right? I think somebody, I forgot who it was earlier in the week, one of the callers referenced Ric Flair. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have that opportunity. Woo! You'll have that opportunity week 10 at Lambeau Field. But I don't really care about that. What I'm watching is the Green Bay Packers, And what I've watched through 2 weeks is beat a playoff team, beat a playoff team. Wait a minute, scratch that from the record. What I saw in the first 2 weeks was dominate a playoff team, dominate a playoff team. And despite them likely not playing playoff teams for the next few weeks, I expect more of that D word, dominate, because that's what I've been shown through 2 weeks.
So my biggest thing right now when I look at all of this is, again, not just that they're in the conversation. It is, I really believe that Jordan Love and Micah Parsons, when you see their names on here, they're the only two people that can change what happens to the trajectory of this team. The only thing getting in the way of the Packers making a run is the health of those two players. You can survive other injuries. We've even seen Zach Tom,
that's a big one.
All-pro or a high-paid right tackle, and a guy you invested a lot of money in at left guard, Aaron Banks, not be on the field and then do what you had said and dominate the game against the Washington Commanders.
And the Commanders have no slouch of a defense.
But what I'm trying to get to, Commanders or not, is the conversation last year was when somebody went down. I'm blanking. Who went down?
Elton.
Elton went down.
Game? Yeah.
Yes. And it was a bleep show. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't protect Jordan Love.
Penalties galore.
They were able to overcome that against the Commanders in week 2. That's my overall point. So, like, if they're able to do that with two high-invested offensive linemen out of the game and still be dominant, then the only thing that could be stopping this team potentially from making the run that everyone believes that they can run is injuries. And to me, specifically, only to two players. And obviously, it sucks having to talk about injuries at all, but I truly believe if Jordan Love is healthy and Micah Parsons, who's now off the injured list because his back is fine, and it was a really coy play by the Packers to have him have a back injury after the trade, those two are healthy. The Super Bowl is real.
So I agree with you. I'd probably throw two more names in there, but not to the level of Love and Parsons. Because I think your ultimate point is correct. If those two stay healthy, they're in the conversation. They're in every game. Those are your two most impactful players. The two other names I'd throw out there, though, are Xavier McKinney on the back end of the defense and Josh Jacobs. Because I don't love the whole backup running back situation. And
that's interesting. I actually disagree with the Xavier one because I think with Bullard and Evan Williams, you'd still be okay if your front four are good. But I agree. Josh Jacobs,
he's a crucial part of this offense.
How many times have we seen somebody on third down like catch a pass and make an impact that's not named Josh Jacobs? Like who's your go-to guy?
And maybe it's a blessing or a curse. I don't know which one. There isn't one.
You need
other than Josh Jacobs, right?
You need it, and I think over a 17-game season, Josh Jacobs loves contact. He loves football. He wants the ball every time.
Yes, he does.
But I don't know. You might need to spell him some time to make sure he's protected for the end of the year.
So okay, I mean, if we land on those three names, I'm fine with that. You know, what I've seen out of Quay Walker and Edrin Cooper, and even Isaiah McDuffie, I'd throw out there as the third linebacker. If one of those three is hurt, I still feel good about the other two. Cornerbacks, it's kind of been anybody's guess. You didn't have Nate Hobbs in week 1. Keyshawn Nixon popped off in week 2. Javon Bullard's helping out in that room. Carrington Valentine's been good. So if one of those guys gets hurt, okay, I think you could survive. And you proved that in week 1 against Detroit. So, and then the offensive line, to your point, they've already proven it.
Correct. Against a quality team.
Yeah, I mean, it was a game and a half, really, right?
Yeah, that's
second
true.
half against Detroit.
Kennard came in for Tom.
And receiver, I guess you'll have to continue to prove it, but they kind of already have.
Yes.
Watson hasn't played yet this year. Reed missed most of that game against Washington.
Basically the whole thing.
Yeah, on what should have been and could have been an awesome touchdown catch, but neither here nor there. So, yeah, I'm with you. Love, Parsons, Jacobs, those three stay healthy. I have a hard time believing my hope and my dreams will not be crushed.
Chris chimes in with one. If Jenkins goes down long term,
he
thinks they're bleeped.
I don't. Now, I don't love any other options at center, but Sean Ryan played it in the preseason. He was fine. And then you have Jordan Morgan as their sixth lineman who could play right guard, who obviously has rotated in there. So I don't think they're bleeped, and to the level they were last year when he got hurt in the playoff game. But yeah, I think he's a super important piece. And again, I think that's a guy we talked about earlier in the show who could very well be an all-pro for them on that offensive line. So you'd rather your all-pro be on the field than off the field.
It's crazy that it's not a pass rush, right? the conversation all of last year was if you can get a consistent pass rush, this team can make a run. It never was the case. They had two bulk games against two iffy teams in Seattle and Tennessee last year that got a majority of the sacks.
Yeah, real quick. Can I just throw something at you? So we talked about sack numbers, right? So I think they were top 10 in sacks last year. Do you know what they were in quarterback pressures last year?
I don't.
Want to guess?
In terms of out of 32?
Out of 32, yeah. Where do you think they ranked?
I'd say 17.
Nailed it. They were 17th. Nicely done. 17th in the league in pass rush or in quarterback pressures last year, and we mentioned it a few times today. They are number 1 this year. That's a 16-team improvement through 2 games, with just the addition of Micah Parsons. Now, will they remain number 1 or number 2 or number 3? I don't know, but I would guess this is a top 5 unit throughout the year, just given the different guys they have on that line. So. They weren't great. I mean, we knew that was a bugaboo and maybe one of their biggest downfalls in 2024. But they go out and get Micah Parsons. It seems like Van Ness has progressed. It seems like Gary has progressed. But obviously with the addition of Parsons and how much that opens things up, this pass rush seems to be sustainable as long as Micah Parsons is on the field. And that's what makes this team already so early in the season on September 17th feel so different, is they can get after the quarterback. They know how to score points. Their quarterback's healthy. They have a workhorse back. They have different receiving options.
They have even mentioned the guy who's number 1 on your top 10 gratitude list.
Jeff Hafley?
Yeah, they have Jeff Hafley pulling the strings.
They have a future head coach pulling the strings. I mean, what is it going to take?
But that's a great thing.
I mean, let's just hope to God he does the Ben Johnson. He gets a bunch of job offers and says, actually, I want to go back. I'll go back.
Either way, it's a great thing to have a coordinator that is being looked at for head coaching jobs, because that means your team is good, and that's what's most important for the Green Bay Packers. Kyle Wallace, you're out there somewhere. Tell us about UWD.
What up, KBN Nation? It's your boy Kyle Walsh, and I'm here for Universal Windows Direct. And y'all know how much I love Universal Windows Direct. When they came in for my consultation in my house, they showed me exactly what I needed. They didn't try to upsell me. They just focused on me getting the windows that were perfect for my house. And that's exactly what I got while working with Universal Windows Direct. And right now, they have their incredible September offer where you can buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there is no limit. Whether you want to buy 10 windows, 20 windows, 30 windows, you only pay for half, and plus you'll get 0% financing for 3 years. So that's no interest and no pressure, plus $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule now. The team at Universal Windows Direct, they always make it easy. So call 414-410-2000. That's 414-410-2000, or simply visit universalwindowsdirect.com to book your free estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Kyle Bruston-Nortman continues next.
Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
And you're disrupting my flow.
No, your flow.
Dang nabbit.
A dang nabbit, I had a good flow.
Gee golly willikers.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
94 northbound at the ramp from Greenfield Avenue, we have a crash. It is off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. But the southbound side is where we're seeing delays from Greenfield Avenue down to Lincoln. Eastbound 94, watch out for backups from the Zoo interchange through the stadium. The westbound side slow from 17th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've got southbound 41 slowing from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75 at the lake, 83 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Greg Matzik, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
Who benefits the most from Micah Parsons being on the field?
Secondary. Keyshawn Nick.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
If you're a quarterback, you've got to get the football out of your hands before you really want to do it. I mean, everybody's getting their wealth with this, but to me, I think it's really the guys in the secondary.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water. Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular. The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature.
Will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman. Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist, the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's. We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project during their fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros. Any coach will tell you, games are won in the preparation. The same's true in cybersecurity. Trend Micro helps businesses move from reactive to proactive with cyber risk exposure management. That means real-time visibility into your risks across cloud, email, endpoints, and networks. For over 35 years, enterprises worldwide have trusted Trend Micro to prepare, protect, and perform. Don't wait for the next threat to blow the whistle. Get secure now at trendmicro.com because the best defense is being ready before the game even starts.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her.
At this point,
I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
I am over thinking about the magic number 7.
Ooh, that's good for me. I don't really get magic number. I do more now today than I did 48 hours ago.
What did you not understand?
Math.
You're just not a math guy?
You know that. You know that as well as anybody that I'm not a math guy. No, it was that, but also like I think I did it to myself. So here's why. I'll explain it. So
Ben Brust, Alex Strofe here for the record. No Kyle Wallace or Brad Nortman. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman. Get us on the Carbless Talk and text line 800-990-3776 or on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee.
I always need an annual refresher on how it works, but I made the mistake this year because the Brewers have been so good for so long of following or starting to follow avidly the magic number when it was in the 40s.
That's a long time to count a magic
And I didn't
number.
really understood how it worked, but it seemed every day that number was getting lower, whether it was the Cubs losing or mostly the Brewers winning and yada yada. And then there's other magic numbers. There's the magic number and the super magic number to get the number 1 overall seed. So what I've now gotten to, and me and Gabe talked about this yesterday on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, he perfectly explained it to me. And I say that with a smidge of sarcasm, is the magic number. I agree with you. It doesn't really matter. I think the division is over. Now it is all about the Phillies and the magic number, which I believe 620 WTMJ has dubbed it, on getting that 1 seed, which is 7, I think, because the magic number is 5.
Now you're throwing numbers that I don't even think you know what the numbers are right now.
What's the magic number?
I think the magic number is still 7 for the division.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I think you should stop worrying about magic numbers because even though you just said Gabe Knights will explain it to you.
Just keep winning.
Yes. What I ultimately was trying to declare is I'm not worried about the division. The Cubs won again today. They clinched their berth into the playoffs, but they're not going to catch the Brewers in the NL Central. The biggest thing the Brewers fans should shift their focus to is the Phillies. The Phillies have been on an absolute run right now, and they're obviously a good team. They have a ton of talent. Their pitching staff is good, and they traded for like an all-star type closer in Duran, and they're a great team. But the Brewers have the tiebreak with the Phillies winning the season series. So again, my thing is going to the game tonight. It was perfectly executed last night. You're going up against a guy, I think it was in the second start of the season, and they just did what the Brewers did. They played their small ball early. Christian Yelich hit a bomb to dead center. Bullpen did its job, and onwards we went. So now I'm looking at this game tonight in the same way, because I'm going to the game and I'm just thinking to myself, it's time to take care of business. But also, I don't care about the Cubs anymore. I'm not actively going and looking at the Cubs. I'm looking at the Phillies. And I think that's what everyone's attention should be on, because could you imagine having the opportunity to have home series?
Be beautiful.
With the type of energy American Family Field has been and provided. They've had a great home record. Obviously, when you're this good, you have a great home record and a great road record. Yeah. But they've pulled some absolute magic in front of the home fans.
Dude, they've been doing sellouts at 1:10 p.m. on Wednesdays. That's how much buzz is around this team. That's how much the city is completely wrapped their arms around this team. It feels like we've been on a magic carpet ride just about all season. It was a weird start, but post that, I mean, come mid-May, all of a sudden you went, whoa, who is this? And they've held up their end of the deal. They've had, 2 series losses since mid-May? I mean, they've been absolutely phenomenal. So, yes, you need to get that done. And, there's no easy path, Benny, right? And this is the case in every sport there is. There's no easy path. But the beautiful part is about the home field advantage portion of this, and having the best record in baseball, and obviously the NL, that's implied, is you get to control your own destiny to the maximum ability. And that is play as many games in front of your home crowd as possible. So that's why it has to be the goal. Make it just, even if it's a tinge easier, do whatever you can to get there. And luckily, it's 2 more games against the Angels, which, fingers crossed, should be W's.
The Phillies have won 11 of their last 13 games. Yeah. So they've made this a lot closer than it felt like it was going to be. Now, I'm looking at the Dodgers right now. To help us out, because the Phillies were down yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, this might be an opportunity to get a little breathing room. Nope, it's never that easy. So I think the opportunity that the Brewers have is, it's nice that this is a different year, because the last 2 seasons, basically every pitch mattered until the end of the year. That's kind of been the case for a lot of these Brewer seasons. And I was like, oh, it's kind of nice it's not. But
it is.
I think it is again. And I think it's one of those things where I just want to make sure that people realize the opportunity for this team to have the number 1 seed is there. And it's time to start remembering that this team knows, and rallying around them, even tonight against the Angels, is important. They took care of business. The Angels, I'm telling you, they're done. Like, their body language says done. So if they can get up early again, and you save some of those great bullpen arms for a game if you need them, they need to take care of business, because the schedule is favorable for the Brewers. It really is towards the end of the year. To be honest, I have not looked at the Phillies the rest of the way, and I can do so pretty quickly. I know they have the Dodgers tonight. And as I look
at the Dodgers tonight, yep, that is correct. And then the rest of the way, the Phillies are looking at the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Miami Marlins, and the Minnesota Twins.
And that is not that hard of a schedule.
No,
Arizona Diamondbacks sold their entire team. They are middling and ready probably for the end of the year. Miami's been middling, and Minnesota traded away a bunch of players at the deadline.
The Brewers have a harder schedule, but I believe there is truth in the saying peaking at the right time. Now, I'm not making the case the Brewers peaked at the wrong time, because I think they've been peaking since May. But when you look at the road ahead, as you mentioned, Angels, Cardinals, Padres, Reds, that is a harder schedule than what the Phillies have coming up. And what was it? 11.
The Cardinals. 13? The Cardinals are no good, but the Angels really, really suck. Like, they need to sweep these next 2 games.
Stiff arm the Phillies as much as you can, as long as you can. And the good news is the season's coming to an end. So, well, maybe not the good news. You got to win. And I think winning high, riding high, and punching that automatic ticket to the NLDS, and ultimately that number 1 seed, has to be the goal. And that's what makes this I don't want to say a playoff type feel, but it feels like you're in a race of sorts.
Yes.
Even though you're technically still in the divisional race, it's time to view that as over. This is a race of sorts. This should get you over that hump and get you ready for playoff baseball.
So I just want to make sure that people know that Brewers need all of your vibes and attention and cheering when you go to these games. Keep selling out the games. Keep showing up, because if you want the 14-game winning streak, the 3 8+ game winning streaks, the magic for Euchre, right? It was a sad ending to the season listening to Jeff Levering and Lane Grindle talk about Euchre on the Brewers Radio Network. It can be something different, and they have an opportunity to do so because we've seen what this team can do, and I feel like they're going under the radar a little bit too much because I blame Micah Parsons. It's Micah Parsons' fault, and let's hopefully It's Micah Parsons' fault that the Brewers have kind of fallen under the radar a little bit because he's been that impactful, and the NFL's king.
I mean, yes, ultimately it's the latter, but it is the Micah Parsons factor as well. He has become the story of the last 3+ weeks in Wisconsin, but the Brewers are still the story too.
Brandon Woodruff, Jose Soriano, and a bunch of no names other than Trout, who's playing below his normal standard. They need to go get this one. And then tomorrow, Quinn Priester, who's an absolute diamond, who also deserves more credit than what he. Like, I mean, I know locally, I'm saying nationally, Quinn Priester is a stud.
I'm almost to the point where I have to just accept it's a coincidence. To a point.
What coincidence?
18 starts in a row the Brewers have won. That is the franchise record, obviously.
Mm-hmm. With Quinn Priester starting.
Yeah, with Quinn
Whether
Priester
it's
starting.
a win or loss for him, when he starts, the team wins.
Well, it's never a loss for him because the team wins. But
I'm saying in his win-loss record.
But it can't be a loss if the team wins.
I know, but he could also the team. Yes, you're right. Overthought that one.
And the sexy picture of Chewy fell as you were trying to.
How dare I?
Look on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison, a shirtless photo of Chewy if you've never seen it. Unbelievable. Anyway, so I here's where I'm at. And I hope this is, and you saw it in the celebration almost, the weird celebration Euchre letter, but how calm and classy that celebration was for the Brewers after they had clinched a playoff spot again this year, is that didn't look like a team that was celebrating. That looked like a team that said, this is just the first of hopefully many celebrations to come over the course of the next month and a half.
The Cubs sprayed champagne today.
Oh, I saw
the
that.
Brewers poured theirs and drank it like they knew
flutes.
they had another mission.
They have several more missions. And obviously winning the division is one of them. And then ultimately getting the 1 seed is one of them. And hopefully winning the NLCS for the first time I guess a championship series, we should say, in 40+ years, should be the next mission. And then ultimately it's to win the World Series for the first time in franchise history. But it needs to be treated like playoffs from here on out, because losses only hurt you from this point forward, whether it be for the 1 seed and then ultimately in the playoff series. Losses only hurt you. That needs to be the mindset from this point forward for this Brewers team.
It's a good way to put it. I mean, it's obviously very simply put, but I mean, when you're in a baseball season, you know losses happen, but you're at the point in the season where they genuinely hurt your ability to do something you've never done as a franchise. Speaking of American Family Field, which I will be at today, Strofe will be at tomorrow. If you're looking for American Family Insurance back service, Grimal and Associates has you covered. Because Grimal and Associates Insurance, they specialize in that cover that's tailored to you. They work with you as people. You know, it's not just like, oh, you're another client. No, you are part of the Grimal and Associates community that's been serving the greater Milwaukee area for over 30 years. And so they're going to give your expert guidance and they're going to give everything you need. But there's a genuine care and a connection between them and you that you're going to feel when you work with the entire team at Grimal and Associates. So connect with them at Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com. That's team GRAMOLL.com. Teamgrimal.com. Brewers! Fascinating back and forth between Josh DiMaggio and Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. I'm not going to lie. I said fascinating because that's what I'm hearing. I haven't heard it.
Oh,
I hear this for the first time with all of you next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Hey, Gabe, also, did you call us idiots?
Yeah, it's exactly what I called you. Yes.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 43, we are seeing those backups from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. Northbound is slowing through the Marquette all the way up to Locust, so be careful with that. Westbound 94, heavy from the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94's got some backups from Highway 16 all the way to about Springdale, and then back on the brakes from the Zoo Interchange all the way to 27th Street, so kind of a heavy ride there. Southbound on 41, or actually 894, we did have an accident at the Greenfield Avenue. They got that one taken care of. I'm sorry, that was on the northbound side. Southbound, though, we do have delays from the Zoo Interchange all the way to Lincoln. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75 at the lake, 83 inland. Weather is brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected varieties Stone Ridge ice cream, 2 for $7. 7-ounce selected varieties Banquet pot pies, 5 for $5. 4 to 6-count selected varieties Dannon multi-pack yogurt, 2 for $6. 6 to 12-count selected varieties Ice Mountain spring water, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
You need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 12th.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Make sure you tune in on Friday to Kyle Bruston Nortman as we do Green Bay props and preview presented by Sit Mean Sit and give our dog of the game. But more importantly, if your dogs don't listen to you and you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Well, we have a solution for you. That is Matt and his team at Sit Means Sit. They can help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. So contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training in Milwaukee or Waukesha. You can schedule that free consultation, see what the needs are, and they will help you out. SitMeansSit.com and check out the Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Ben Brust alongside Alex Strofe. No Kyle Wallace. No Brad Nortman. Chris Larson's running the show, and I guess something happened this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy between Josh DiMaggio and Adam Schefter, the Adam Schefter.
The Adam Schefter,
and not the Josh DiMaggio, just Josh DiMaggio.
Yeah, just Joshy. There's one of two ways you can look at this, and I'm not sure which one I can look at it as. So Josh has had a hell of a year, dude. Right, from salvaging porch fires in his neighborhood to at one point he won a random company drawing a couple months ago where he won $1,000. And I'm probably, being the leader of the manifestation project that landed Micah Parsons in Green Bay.
Okay, that's giving too much credit.
But hold on a minute. Like, the guy's had a great year, so you could be really happy for him. Or if you are me or you and work as closely with Joshy as you have, and I still do on Mr. Irrelevant, you know how annoying that guy can be.
Absolutely.
It got worse today. So this was, Joshy was filling in with Chewy and Gabe out on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning alongside Jen. This is what Adam Schefter's first words were when he went on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning.
It's nice to see Josh at the big boy table.
They called me up.
Okay? That's the first part of it.
That's it?
Wait. It gets worse. And there's actually a third layer to this that I'll get to in a moment. So they do the interview. Josh is asking him about Jaden Reed, and Shefty seems to not really know what's going on with Jaden Reed. He must have missed the tweet that he had surgery on both his collarbone and
Pack us to the bowl, bro.
And he didn't see that clip, apparently, until Josh brought it up. But then the interview ends, and this is what Adam Schefter says as he says goodbye to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning.
Have a great one, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, everybody. Keep up the good work, Josh.
That's Adam Schefter. How about that?
What a shout out.
Can you clip that for Joshy?
Yeah.
Now, that's not even the worst part.
Keep up the good work, Josh. I have to host with him from 6 to 7 at Potawatomi Sportsbook for the weekly wager.
From the most respected journalist around the biggest sport in America. Okay? That is what happened to Josh DiMaggio today. And then, I don't know, about 45 minutes after Adam Schefter was on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, he tweets this. Packers wide receiver Jaden Reed wound up undergoing surgery Tuesday on both the broken clavicle and a Jones fracture in his left foot. He is now out indefinitely. There's 45 minutes after his appearance on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy ended. You heard me say, it sounded like Shefty didn't realize he also had foot surgery. So to me, that tells me, Josh asked him, he made a couple phone calls on his way to Bristol or to New York, wherever he was going, and then he tweeted the update that Rob Domofsky tweeted 12 hours prior. I think Josh DiMaggio both got a attaboy from Adam Schefter today, and then inspired an Adam Schefter news update on Twitter and the ESPN app. That's what I think Josh did today.
Does Adam Schefter not follow Rob Domofsky, ESPN NFL Nation reporter?
Of course he does, but he's got a lot of stuff on his timeline.
No. Come on.
You think
the Jaden Reed clip was amazing. That's got to find your way in your algorithm.
I assume Schefter probably has more than one phone.
Bro.
Yeah, he's got to.
So
probably personal, like family, and then all business, all agents, all NFL.
So I imagine he's juggling a lot of stuff. Maybe this one just missed it. And
keep up the good work, Josh.
Oh my gosh. Keep up the good work, Josh. I'm going to have a very, very big-headed Josh DiMaggio at the weekly wager.
Here's the
tonight.
other part of that. That drop ain't going anywhere.
No.
That one's going to live
We're
forever.
not using it on Kyle Bruston Ortman.
No, Josh isn't here enough, but
it's nice to see Josh at the big boy table.
Isn't that crazy?
Keep up the good work, Josh.
So what I will say is Josh DiMaggio probably never thought in his life, because he had a journey to get to producing Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. He produced Scalzo and Brust when I was hosting with Greg Scalzo. Before that, he's worked a bajillion different types of jobs.
Yeah, he's had 9 lives. He's like
never in his dreams would Adam Schefter would be talking to him and saying, keep up the good work, Josh. If you could get the keep up the good work strophe from anybody, who would you want it from on the air?
Ben Brust.
I've told you that.
On the air?
Oh, on the air, no. I think you've been okay today, for the record.
Thanks, man. That's a really good question. Maybe like Scott Van Pelt. Love Van Pelt. SVP's the man. That's probably my answer.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, Alex.
Yeah, if he said that to me, that would be great. When Rich Eisen said to me and Tony Cartagena during our Micah Parsons schedule, it was a pleasure to hang out with you boys, I think is what he said. I was like, that's cool.
Come on. He was new to the ESPN radio network, and he wanted to make a good first impression.
To Milwaukee,
he's a professional.
Of course he is. But
it had nothing to do with you.
But what do you
it could have been anybody. It could have been
without a doubt.
It could have been the person in the market hall I'm looking at right now who was hosting, and you'd be like, "It's great hanging out with you
You're
guys."
probably right about that. But guess what, Benny? It wasn't. It was me. and Tony, who will be here on Friday.
Keep up the good work, Alex.
How did you do that?
What? He AI'd
Keep up the good
me.
work, Alex.
You AI'd me.
No, I was just recording you. So I just grabbed it because who do you want to say keep up the good work, Alex, to? So just
Save that.
No,
Save that.
no,
Keep
no,
up the
no,
good work,
no,
Alex.
no.
That's so good. That's so good.
So no, but that's mischaracterization.
Okay, that's not. You try to use that word.
That's slander.
That's definitely not slander.
That is
misrepresentation.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's mischaracterization, misrepresentation, same thing.
Okay, lawyer Ben. No, I mean, just like you calling me a good producer and saying you got schooled by the producer, it's just going to get added to that.
Just giving Strofe more material when he's. I can't wait for you to be producing again. I don't like sitting this close to you.
Yeah, you do. I smell nice. I brought the opinions.
I don't know.
I thought
why.
we've had a fun show.
Maybe, but I still like when you're behind the glass. I like my distance from you.
No, we've had a good 3 hours together. Now, maybe tomorrow at this point, you might definitely feel that way.
Will I break and yell at Alex Strofe tomorrow?
I think the answer is yes. Yeah, it's a miracle you haven't already. And by the way, you only got like 25 minutes of me in show prep today, which is typically an hour long because I had Mr. Irrelevant Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12:30 to 1:30.
So you're saying you're going to be even better tomorrow. Way to set the expectations high. I love it.
I'm going to be better, but also you're just going to spend more time with me is what I'm ultimately trying to say.
That actually
and
could
that might make you
trigger,
crack,
me cracking tomorrow.
Keep up the good work, Alex. I'm glad Homer's here. I can't wait to talk to him coming up next.
All right, we'll talk to Homer on Crosstalk next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Homer. This might be the dumbest thing that he has to have said in his career.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
This NFC North is a two-team race, period. I've seen enough. I thought it, I believed it, and now I've seen enough.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I've watched Minnesota struggle for 7 out of 8 quarters. Their offense stinks. I think there's going to be some very angry wide receivers.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Preparations continue for the Green Bay Packers as they get ready for their first road game of the season Sunday in Cleveland against the 0-2 Browns. Quarterback Jordan Love joined the Rich Eisen Show on Tuesday and potentially foreshadowed things to come for the Packers offense.
The fun part about it is there's still plays that we haven't hit on, some really big explosive plays that, once we start hitting those, we're going to take off.
I imagine part of that plan is rookie wide receiver Matthew Golden, who only has 2 catches for 16 yards through the first 2 weeks of his NFL career.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We are here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gates, you'll take home a Brewers tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Cold plunges, better sleep, a gym buddy. How do you know what has the biggest impact for an active body and mind? With BetterHelp, you can talk with real, qualified therapists, not AI. With a 4.9-star rating, BetterHelp understands mental wellness shouldn't be tougher than a workout. Their therapists can figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a cold plunge. Visit BetterHelp.com, code TIMEOUT for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com, code TIMEOUT.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. September is here and the kids are back in school. Vacations are winding down. And for a lot of us, that means one thing: time to refocus on the house. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And to make it even easier, you'll get 0% financing for 3 years. So no interest and no pressure. Don't wait for the first freeze to realize your windows aren't cutting it. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to book your free estimate today. You'll be ahead of the game, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Radio legend.
I don't care. I wanted to talk to Brett Musburger. That was for my own personal benefit. I hope other people enjoyed it, but I wish I was Brett Musburger. How about that?
Voice of Marquette basketball.
Joplin to the basket.
Oh, wow.
He dunks it. Hammer time.
And owner of the most famous catchphrase, at least in this building.
Oh, baby, that's sweet.
It's time for Uncle Homer on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Joining us now on Kyle Brust and Nortman with Alex Strofe in for the Nortman and the Kyle is Homer of the Homer Hour from 5 to 6. What's going on, Homer?
I said it on Twitter. The Tauscher thing, either he's hurt or he did it on purpose. There's no other option.
Homer.
Yes.
He just biffed it.
No. Look, that's like saying he couldn't breathe.
I would say of your 2 options.
That's dramatic. What did you say?
No, that's how well, but if he just had a bad day, he didn't breathe. It's like this is like Ben Brust at the age of whatever, shooting a free throw and bouncing it halfway to the basket. Ain't ever happening.
I'd have to be injured or not breathing?
Correct.
No, it's like him airballing a free throw if they're not warming up. When's the last time do you believe...
Airball? He didn't airball
but
the free
hold
throw.
on. When is the last time you believe Mark Tauscher threw a pitch from 60 feet out?
I don't care.
I do.
Then you don't understand, and you clearly don't, understand a level of athleticism that's at a level where you can do it. How many times does he practice breathing? Oh, no, because he doesn't need to. And he doesn't need to practice throwing a ball.
So I ultimately agree with the point you're making, which is Tausch is a freak athlete on a level that very few people in the world have ever achieved, right? We can agree on that.
No, I mean, he's great in one sport, but he's gifted in a lot of sports of which he's played.
Okay.
So that you can't say, well, he's a football player. No. He's shown an amazing ability in any sport he's ever taken. Baseball, one of which he played at a very young age and played fine. You can throw
40
forever.
years ago.
I don't care if it's 100 years. You can throw a baseball. I don't care if it's 100
let go
years.
of a baseball late.
No,
40 years.
what
I can
not
add
like
to this
that,
is
ever. Not like that.
After
ever.
listening to Tausch talk about it, I don't think he did it for on purpose for content.
I agree with that. I don't.
I think it's more likely that his body is, his shoulder probably wasn't ready for it.
That's possible. It's a body thing.
Of your 2 scenarios, it would be that he got up there and he didn't warm up, and next thing you know, bright lights are on, and
I would ask the
is
same
my
thing
shoulder ready?
If you had to shoot a free throw, yes, you could miss the rim, bounce it halfway to the basket. Come on.
It was pretty early on the grass. Didn't make it to the dirt. It was on the grass. It was pretty early.
It was pretty early on the grass. Come on.
The Strofe has a flaw in saying it was a misfire.
It was.
I think you're.
Yes, it was a misfire.
But you're missing Homer's
why.
overall point. As I kind of mentioned earlier, Tausch is an incredible athlete.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah, you are.
How
you
am I
are
disagreeing with
because
by saying
if you
that it was a
accepted
misfire.
that, you would say the same as us. It's not possible for him to do it that badly.
Something is off.
What am I watching that you're not? It was clearly possible for him to do it that badly.
Not unless there's a reason. Yes, we all said this. There has to be a reason. You don't think there's a reason. You just think he missed through it or whatever.
I think he let go of the ball late.
Yes.
What happened?
Because letting go of the ball late is different than putting it where it bounced.
But hold on. There was it was very clearly thrown hard enough because it one bounced before it hit the dirt all the way to the catcher. So clearly there was some mustard on it, right?
He's too good of an athlete to hold on to the ball that long.
I agree he's a great athlete. I believe that is what happened because that is what happened. Had he let go of the ball earlier, it would not have gone straight into the ground.
Yeah,
Doing a throwing motion.
I'm team Homer on. Something's a little off from that standpoint of how early that bounced in the grass. He's shown too much athleticism in pickleball. He played tennis. I've golfed with him.
I'm not disagreeing with
all of these things. To Homer's point, it's not like he's going up and whiffing at a golf ball. Right? Like you. Like we expect you to throw it over my head when you throw out a first pitch.
Right, I agree.
We can't expect Tausch to throw that bad of a first pitch because he's too good.
It'd be like having a pressure putt of 20 feet and putting it 2 feet. Ain't happening. And if it does happen, there's something else going on.
Correct.
What about nerves? Did you see that big exhale?
Oh,
did you see the video? You saw the exhale.
That's just an embarrassment. If
did you see him go?
If there was that,
As he was
that would
walking up.
emphasize that something else is going on.
Yeah, I would agree that is my shoulder going to be able to handle this pitch?
Anything could happen. This could go bad.
Can I pitch an idea? You can both tell me I'm an idiot.
I'll
give
tell you
permission.
ahead of time you're an idiot. I don't even have to hear it. But go ahead.
Maybe he has the yips.
Like I said, come up with whatever you want.
I'm actually no, Homer. I'll hear the yips out. The yips might be the thing.
He hasn't been in front of a crowd of that size.
Oh,
what are you talking about? He just walked out at Lambeau Field.
Stupider than I thought.
Yeah, but hold on. When he walked out to the crowd at Lambeau Field, everybody, woo, Mark Tauscher was.
We all did that for him.
Yes, but what did he do when that happened at Lambeau Field last week? He put his hand in his pocket. He didn't smile.
Oh, so you're
he
pulling the
didn't wave.
Jason.
He didn't.
You're
wave.
saying
He
Tausch
kept walking. Okay. Then a week and a half later, he's at American Family Field. He nailed the wave. But then you see on the Jumbotron on every video across the internet the big exhale. You can tell there's some nerves set in there.
And you're an expert on Mark Tauscher's body language and breathing because you've been through so many of these scenarios as Mark Tauscher.
That's not what I'm
saying.
No,
I've seen him in pressure situations from
in football.
Golf, tennis. And the thought of that is just only would emphasize something else is going on.
So the idea of bringing up the yips is just wrong?
No, I'll feel that idea.
If something is wrong, yes, you could have the yips. If something is wrong, yes, you could take a deep breath.
No, the yips does not imply that something's wrong with your body. It just means there's a mental block.
Yeah. He was nervous.
But Tausch is too old. T doesn't get mental blocks.
I agree, Ben.
Which, again, would make me think that if you believe there was something mental, it means he's not normal and knows that. Then you would get nervous. Because who knows what could happen?
Are you in the camp of there's no way? Again, there's no way, but it's hard to find a route in which the Packers lose to Joe Flacco's led Browns.
They're on the road. Yeah, you could lose on the road. Yeah, they haven't proven they can win on the road. Yeah, I could see them happen. It's not going to phase my thought about the team, but I expect them to win because I think they can probably limit Cleveland to no touchdown or something like that. But that's what I'd be saying as coach. We didn't done anything. You know how tough, if you played in the league, you know, but winning on the road is special.
Yeah, and it's a proud environment.
Right. So I'm Coach LaFleur.
I didn't say proud franchise. I said proud environment.
No, you guys just go kick some butt on the road. You haven't done that. It's a different deal.
You're right. I agree with him on that, but I'm also.
It's just Joe Flacco, man. I watched him against a quality team in the Ravens. He can't move. And if this Packers pass rush is as good as advertised, which leads the league in pressures, then Joe Flacco is not going to be able to have time to do anything down the field.
The one thing I wouldn't be shocked that Homer's talking about on Green Bay game night after the game, and I'm sure we might talk about this on Green Bay game day, is through the first two games at home, the slow starts that were a bugaboo for them a year ago wasn't an issue, right, through the first 2 weeks of this year. Could we get to the end of the first quarter and the Packers haven't scored a point yet, and all of a sudden you're going, whoa, it's 0-0 or it's 3-3? That I believe. The offense doesn't get rolling because they're on the road. I don't know if it's a super hostile environment, but it'll be a hostile environment. It's still a road game, and maybe they just don't start fast enough, and it looks a little bit uglier than the Washington and Detroit games did early. I would not doubt that, but I have a hard time believing they go into Cleveland to play the lowly Browns and they lose.
No, to lose, they have to contribute to the loss. No, Cleveland can't beat them. They have to beat
themselves 100%. Like, things would have to go terribly wrong.
South. I agree.
Terribly wrong. It's Wednesday, so you got, what, Rain Man?
Rain Man, that's correct.
Any fun